Oh boy, it is that time of the week again. Oh, here we go. It is that time of the week. Hey guys, how you going? So down BKRsport, we are live as the Gold Coast Titans will be taking on the Canterbury Bulldogs here in round 17, I think we're at now. Gee whiz, we are now definitely pumping through the season. We are just about to get to that home stretch where teams are going to be in a mad one trying to obviously win as many games as they possibly can to get themselves into the top 8 and really set that foundation for their season before they get to that home stretch. This is a very, very important next probably 2 games. Obviously, we've got this round, we've got next round, then there's Origin. As soon as Origin 3 finishes up, that's when shit starts to get very, very crazy, son. That's when it starts to get crazy on that run home. But these 2 teams, unfortunately, they're quite low down the table. And honestly, like if I'm going to be completely honest with you, the Titans making the top 8 this year is extremely unlikely. Despite the fact they had a very good win against the Penrith Panthers last week, they are on 12 points. They're only on 4 wins. Currently speaking, the top 8 is at 8 wins. So they would need to basically get another 4 wins and everyone above them lose those 4 games. So it is very, very unlikely for the Titans, but you're still going to keep out hope and hope just for an absolute miracle to come their way. The Bulldogs, they're at 6 wins. They're 2 wins above. A win here does keep them in the hunt, but also how the hell have they got 6 wins in? I really don't know. Obviously, we watch every single game here and it baffles me that the Bulldogs are actually still in contention with this top 8. I guess the same thing applies to the Melbourne Storm though, but the Storm have shown some really good form over these last few weeks, and I'm really looking forward to that game tomorrow night between the Melbourne Storm and the Manly Seagulls at Brookvale Oval. That's going to be an absolute belter, especially now that Manly has dropped all the way from being in 3rd position down to 8th position. So tomorrow night's game is absolutely gigantic, and a win there for the Storm would actually put them on the same amount of wins as Manly. It's unfathomable, really. So that's tomorrow. We've got Broncos versus Roosters later on tonight. The Broncos are in last chance season themselves. Roosters obviously looking to maintain that form from that Sharks win last week and put themselves back up into the top 4, because they currently have dropped out of the top 4 for the time being with that win for the Rabbitohs yesterday over the Parramatta Eels by a considerable amount. Right now, the Rabbitohs are plus 106 to the Roosters plus 54, so it's a pretty big gap there. But if the Roosters come in red hot, like we know they can be, well, then maybe you can eat into that points differential this round. But also, I just don't trust the Roosters at the moment. I really can't trust them. They are on fraud alert for a reason, but they can go off fraud alert if they win tonight. But let's get into this game here today between the Titans versus the Bulldogs, and we'll talk all things Broncos Roosters later on. Obviously, guys, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe if you are new around here, and let's rock and roll with a 2-team lineup. So the Titans, they come into this game from 15th position. The Bulldogs come into the game from 12th position, and this is at Seabus Super Stadium on the Gold Coast. Now, the ins here for the Titans, Chris Randall, Lachlan Ilias, and Tino Fa'asuamaleaui, with the outs being Adam Christensen, Cooper Bai, and Jensen Taumapio. So a big loss there of the big Cooper Bai. We're going to have to keep on moving. Now, the fullback is Keanu Kenny, with the wingers being Jalen Groot and Philip Sami. Centres of Jojo Fafita and AJ Brimson. The 5'8", Jaden Campbell, and then the halfback is Zane Harrison, the winner from last week with that beautiful little field goal to slot it past the Panthers and win 19-18. You're definitely loving that. The front row forwards are Moeki Fotuaika and Tino Fa'asuamaleaui, who's the captain. And the number 9 is Oliver Pascoe. The back row is Adam Mahau and Bo Firma, with the 13 being Chris Randall. Interchange of Curtis Morin, Josh Patson, Cleese Haas, Jet Liu, Sam Verrills, Lachlan Ilias, and the coach is Josh Hannay. Now, this is it's a very strong team for what the Titans have got to offer. Obviously, Cooper Bai is out injured, but this is essentially what the Titans team is. They don't really have too much injuries to have to deal with right now. The biggest argument that you could make is that Jensen Taumapio obviously got injured against the Penrith Panthers last week, and now Jalen Groot's going to be slotting right onto that wing. I am a little bit confused in regards to Tony Francis being completely on the outer here at this club right now. His form and his numbers in Cup are actually really, really good, so I'm surprised that Tony Francis isn't getting another opportunity here with the injury to Taumapio, and I'm not too sure what's really going on with Sila Fayamani. I thought he was already back by now, but obviously he's not here, so I'm really not too sure what's going on there. Maybe it's even longer than I thought. But yeah, I am quite perplexed as to what Tony needs to do to find his way back in here, especially with that injury to Jensen Taumapio. But with that being said, that's no negative plight on Jalen de Groot. He's a strong player and he's going to give it his damn well hardest here for the Gold Coast. He loves the Titans. I've met him many times, spoken to him many times. He really does love the Gold Coast. So that's what we really want here, and that's what we want to build at the Gold Coast, because we've had so many players over the years that have come here for a contract, have come here for the lifestyle, and it just hasn't panned out for them at all. And then obviously we're saying see you later very, very quickly. We want to develop from within, and that's why you're seeing these guys like Keanu Kenny and Jalen de Groot and Jojo Fafita, even AJ Brimson, even though it was a little bit beforehand. Zane Harrison is a perfect example. Oliver Pascoe, another one. Mike Fodawaker, another one. Obviously, Tino debuted at the Storm. Adam Mahau, another one. Bowie Furman, we gave him his first crack at the Gold Coast after it didn't work out at the Knights. And there's just so many players here that have come through the Gold Coast ranks, and it's really, really exciting to see what Josh Hannay and this club is trying to develop as we currently speak. As I've said throughout the entirety of the season, we are not expecting a grand final, and honestly, we're not expecting the finals this year. It was never in my thought process. Pre-season, I tipped us to finish about 11th or 12th. Right now, if we keep the form up that we showed against the Panthers and also against the Bronx, even though the Bronx are poor, but the fact of the matter is in 2 out of our last 3 games, we have won those games, and I would argue that we should have won that third one as well against the Tigers. Controversy hit, but also we just kind of threw that game away by hitting the ball into our own in goal, which was one of the dumbest things I've ever seen. So the point of the matter is that the form here for the Titans is actually looking up, and if we can continue here in this game here to get 3 out of our last 4 wins, it would just be 2 in a row and 3 wins out of our last 4. It would be really, really nice to see the Titans are pushing up towards that 11th, 12th range, and then can push into next year with some confidence and momentum from what we're seeing. Because at the moment, the beginning part of this year, it was just dreadful as they were learning to play under Josh Hannay, obviously moving away from the Desi Hasler era and moving under Josh Hannay and the likes here. So I'm excited for what we can see here today. Obviously, Zane Harrison is the big one that we're going to be looking at in the 7. He had his breakaway game for mine last week, but it was a breakaway game last week, and now we're into the new week. So whilst we can talk about Zane and we can say that, look, he's coming along nicely, he's our halfback for the future, this is the guy that we really want to go forward with, we need to see him now implement that himself and use that game as your breakout game and now start to dominate in the more competition. Because he's been in the competition for about 2 months now. He did have a really tough go at it as he was moving in. But last week, getting a field goal to win your childhood club the game against a Panthers team that had only lost 1 game all season, funny enough to the team that we're playing here today. But it's just such a confidence builder. It's such a momentum builder. It is such a fantastic play there from Zane Harrison to really establish himself as a player in the NRL and moving from that youth into the big boy league. This is the big boy league now, and he needs to really start to shine. He's got Jaden Campbell there, who I prefer much better in the 6. I think JC and Zane Harrison in the 6 and the 7 is definitely going to work out, and this is our spine for the foreseeable future. I think even if it didn't pan out early doors, you can't change his spine at the very least until like 2028, right? You've got to go through the entirety of next year with it as well, and I have full confidence in it with Keanu Kenny, Jaden Campbell, Zane Harrison, and Oliver Pascoe, because Oliver Pascoe has been one of the best finds in the competition. I will also, whilst I'm speaking about that, there was a podcast, I think Sideline Story podcast, asked me for a few questions for their 200th podcast and whatnot. And they asked me who's my favourite player at the moment, and I said in 2026 it's got to be Curtis Moran. Curtis Moran has been for mine the best signing across the competition, but people are not going to respect it because it is the Gold Coast Titans. But I promise you, Curtis Moran has been the best signing in the competition this year. Otherwise, tell me who else has been a better signing for their club than what Curtis. I can't sneeze. There we go. Geez, that was painful. But tell me a better signing than Curtis Moran, because if you're going to say Leo Thompson, you're not correct. Like, Leo Thompson has been solid for them, but he makes a lot of errors. Curtis Moran is banging in tries for us week in, week out right now. Actually, I'm going to quickly Google this one. Who are the best signings of 2026 NRL so far? Because I'm trying to think of all the players that have been signed so far So David Fafita, I wouldn't say that, because David Fafita has been out for a very, very long time in this Rabbitohs season. I think that overall, I would put Curtis Moran above the likes of David Fafita. Again, with Leo Thompson, he was out for the first, 10 rounds of the season. First 10 rounds of the season, has made a few errors. Cherry Evans himself, I wouldn't say that has been a better signing so far at all. And then that's really kind of about it. Is there anybody else? Reece Robson, you could maybe make an argument for at the Sydney Roosters, but also, like, contextually, I wouldn't even necessarily say. Like, I think that Curtis Moran, if he had have done this for another club, people would be clearly saying that he's been the best signing of the season. But Reece Robson probably does take that, maybe. And Trey Mooney is there for the Newcastle Knights. He's been solid without being as electric as what we've seen from Curtis Moran. So I just think that because it is the Titans, people aren't really going to be talking about it. Daniel Atkinson from the Sharks to the Dragons is just not going to be the answer, right? So I'm very, very happy with it. And he's off the bench here today. You know, he's just been an absolute machine when it comes to this team, and his performance has just been absolutely lighting up the competition when he's been in, and he hasn't been making too many errors. So I love that signing Curtis Moran. Even though he's not from the Gold Coast, he clearly cares about his career, he clearly cares about the game, and he cares about the Titans, which I'm super happy with. So that's the Gold Coast Titans here. We can actually quickly go and have a look at their recent form. Again, obviously that 19-18 win over the Panthers last week was massive. The week beforehand, they lost to the Tigers 36-28. They also beat the Broncos 28-23 with a bye. Lost to Manly. You could make an argument that since round 12, the Titans could have easily been on 1, 2, 3, 4 games in a row win. You could have easily seen it because the Titans only lost that game to Manly by a conversion, and they lost to the Tigers. There was a lot of controversy in it, but with that being said, they lost the Tigers by 8 points, and they were leading with about 5-6 minutes to go there, right? So you could have made a significant argument that the Titans, if things have just fell their way, they could have easily been on a 4-game win streak going into this one, and people would be super, super confident in them. Obviously, that's not to be. They are still 2 out of their last 4, so 50% there, and then you go back to that Knights loss, which, honestly, they were killing in the first half before they fell it away, and then you go to the Roosters game where it was 28-12, but we also got robbed with a Robert Toy bloody damn well trying that game. But either way, the Roosters were the better team. But still, like, there was an argument to be made with the Titans there. There wasn't an argument against the Raiders. The Titans were just awful that day. And then we have to go back early on into the season where you see a 50-point win for the Titans. Regardless of the fact that they are still down very, very low on the table in third last, they have had a much improved year, which is giving belief and confidence in the future. It is giving the belief and the confidence that things may be turning in the Titans' favour right now, and hopefully, based off of that, the players are feeling that they're experiencing that. I'm sick of hearing all the talk every single year. Yeah, we've got a great playing group and we're all together and blah, 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 this and blah, 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 that. Feel the energy. Sick of hearing that. I want to see you go out and do the job. I want to see you go out there and prove to the fans that you do care about this club, and that's all I'm watching for, man. I'm sick of the lip service. So I back in our Titans full well today, and I think that they can definitely get the job done. Now, the Bulldogs, on the other hand, coming from 12th, Lipai Hopoi and Sean O'Sullivan come in with the outs being Alex Conti and Sitili Tupanua. So that's a massive out there for Tupanua because he's been massive for them recently. The fullback is Connor Tracy, with the wingers being Jacob Kiraz and Jethro Rinakama. Centres of Matt Burton and Inari Tuala. The 5'8" is Stephen Crichton, the captain. Very interesting, with the halfback being Lachlan Galvin. You go to the front row forwards of Max King and Leo Thompson, with the number 9 being Bailey Hayward. Back row is Josh Curran and Jamin Salmon, with the 13 being Harry Hayes. And then the interchange is Kurt Mann, Lipoi Hopoi, Jack Underhill, Alakalasimi Jones, Bronson Serry, and Sean O'Sullivan, with the coach being Cameron Serraldo. Look, this Bulldogs team have just been an absolute punish to watch recently, man. Like, Dogs fans, I know you can agree with me. I know you're not going to love me today, but at the end of the day, you have been an absolute punish to watch this season, and especially recently. You got that win against Manly 13-12, but my gosh, the quality in that game was absolutely dreadful from both teams. It wasn't even just you, but it's like you brought them down into it. And then you go back to that Eels game where you won 14-12, and don't even start me on that game. That was one of the worst games nearly of all time. But at the very least, you are winning those 2 games, and at the moment, that's all you should realistically be caring about. You've had 2 wins out of your last 2. Just as simple as that. The Eels, they're ass. But Manly, they were obviously up there in the top 4. Now they've dropped down to 8th position. That's a good win. But obviously, contextually, you look at it, you go, oh, geez, it just really wasn't a great performance from either of those teams. But again, at least you got the 4 points from those 2 games. And go back to that Tigers game, we lost 22-16. Well, actually, to be fair, you've won 3 out of your last 4 because you do have that 30-20 win over the Storm. That was a much better performance there from the Dogs than either of the last 2. The Storm game was actually a pretty good game for Canterbury. especially scoring 30 points when they don't typically score above 20. So to score 30 is very, very, very impressive for them, because in the ongoing weeks, 16 against the Tigers, 14 against the Eels, and 13 against Manly. On the opposite side of that Storm game, 16 against the Sharks, 12 against the Dolphins, and 12 against the Cowboys. They just never, ever, 12 against the against the Broncos, sorry. Then you go back to that 38-20 against the Eels. This year, the Dogs have only gone past 20 points 1, 2, 3, 4 times. They've gone past the 20-point marker 4 times in 16 rounds. That is just simply not good enough. And one of those was a consolation try in the 77th minute against the Rabbitohs when they already had 18 in the first half. And they scored a consolation try to make it 24 when they'd already lost 32-24 with about 2-3 minutes to go there. So you could argue 3, but technically they have had 4 20-plus point games this year. That's not good enough attacking-wise. And they just simply need to use that momentum here today. Well, not even that they've got momentum, but they've got to use the momentum of 3 out of the last 4 for sure, but also one of those being a 30-point slap up. But then they've also gone back to the less than 20 scores these last couple of weeks. I genuinely believe if the Titans can score 20 points here today, they win. I just simply think that the Titans will win this game if they score 20 points, because I don't know if the Titans come in with the defense they've been showing so far this season, which has been very, very good in comparison to what we would typically expect from the Titans. They've given up 357 points through 14 games. It's only worse off than the Panthers, the Warriors, the Dolphins, slightly behind the Rabbitohs. Only 2 points. Only a few, not too many points behind the Rabbitohs, but behind the Rabbitohs, the Roosters, the Sharks, and Manly. And the Bulldogs. So they're 9th. They're 9th for defense right now, the Titans, whilst the Bulldogs are 8th. So this is an 8th versus 9th defensive clash here, whilst the Titans attacking wise, they've got 267 to the Bulldogs 246. They're only slightly above there, but they are above by 21 points. So the Dragons are below them both. That's it, actually. The Dragons are the worst attacking outfit in the comp. The Bulldogs are the second worst attacking outfit in the comp, and then the third worst is the Gold Coast Titans with 267. Yeah. But with that being said, the Raiders and the Eels have both played an extra game than those teams. So both the Titans and Bulldogs could technically go above them, especially the Raiders. They're on 281 for the Titans that only need to score 14 points here today. But yeah, 8th versus 9th on defense, whilst it's second last versus third last in regards to attack. So it is a very, very dribble game here in terms of the attacking numbers versus the defensive numbers. And there's no real guaranteed answer between the two, because if you look at the form from the Titans, they've won 2 out of their last 3 games. When you look at the form of the Bulldogs, they've won 2 out of their last 3 games. You know, so this is a very, very equal matchup here in a lot of ways. It just comes down to the fact that, do you see the Bulldogs scoring 20 past that Titans defense that we saw last week against the Panthers? I'm not too sure about that. If the Titans played defensively to the same standard they did against the Panthers last week, I think they win this game, and I think they can win this game well. But if they don't, and the Bulldogs come in and get off to a hot start, we could play them back into form. This could easily be a game where the Bulldogs get played back into form. So I'm going to back in my boys here today, and I do need to put a disclaimer on this stream. If you are here looking for one of our regular streams where we're just chilling out and talking about the game and commentating and having a bit of a laugh, this stream is not going to be for you. I'm very passionate for my team. I love my team. I love my community, and I will be supporting them throughout the entirety of the game. Obviously, I will tell you when I think something probably goes in our favour, and I will tell you what I'm thinking about the Bulldogs on a legitimate level. But please learn to read the room here today. We do unfortunately have some people who come in and don't read the room, and just know it's going to be tense, it's going to be passionate, and if it's a close game, obviously we're not going to be talking about FIFA World Cup. Great for Australia, we're obviously live for that. We'll talk about the FIFA World Cup tomorrow, guys, but when the Rugby League's on, we try our best to keep it Rugby League, and especially in a game like today where obviously my passion is going to be absolutely pumping as per usual. You know, this is what you have to expect when a Titans game is on. So I'm going to tip my Titans to obviously win. I don't think there's any surprise by that whatsoever. I'm going to go with a 1 or 12, but look, again, if the Titans come with the same defense from last week, and if we can see this attack start to click alongside Zane Harris and JC, Oliver Pascoe, and Connor Kenny, if we can see this attack going, AJ Brimson, he's been better in the last couple of weeks. I feel like that's because he's been kind of called out within this club attitude-wise. So he has had definitely a good couple of weeks recently, which is at least good to see here from his behalf. So I don't think he's probably used to people calling him out for the ego and the attitude, which I know internally has happened recently. So I just want to see us go out here and perform and put in a good performance. And we're home again, and we've got a lot of home games here to finish off this season. The Titans are going to run home like a train in terms of how many games at home they do have. So last week was at home. This week is at home. Bye, Storm away, Manly at home, Dragons away, Warriors at home, Cowboys at home, Knights away, Sharks at home, Rabbitohs at home, Dolphins at home. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games we still have to play at Cbus Super Stadium with 17 rounds gone and only the 9 rounds remaining to get to the 26. No, sorry, 10 rounds remaining to get to the 26. So we have 7 out of our last 10 there. It's very good. The only away games is Melbourne at Amy Park. That's not easy. Dragons in Cogra and Knights in McDonald's Jones Stadium. That's the only 3 away games the Titans have left, because obviously we got absolutely back-ended by the amount of home games due to, I think, the FIFA, the women's Asian Cup, I think it was, maybe at the early part of this year. We got completely back-ended and all of our games come now. So we've got to use that to our own advantage. And we've got to say, you know what, we get all these home games. Let's go and win them in front of our home fans like we did against the Panthers. So that's my prediction. I'm going to take the Titans here 1-12, but I think there is a world where it could blow out. There is also definitely a world where the Dogs win this game and they start to get on to a bit of form themselves. But Stephen Crichton, I've never really rated him as a 5'8". He's played for Samoa as a 5'8" and had absolute stinkers in that Pacific Cup when Samoa got blown out by like 50 and 40 by Australia and New Zealand both times. Stephen Crichton was awful in the 6, and I've seen him play in the 6 for the Bulldogs, I believe, before. It could have been for the Panthers, I'm not too sure, but whenever he's played 6, he has not looked great. So I really find it confusing, but I also understand the Bulldogs are just trying to find something right now because it is awful. But you've got a 7 who should be a 6 right now. You've got a centre who was pushed into the 6, and now he's back into the centres after years. You've got a centre who's now playing 6. I don't really know what the Dogs are doing. I know they're trying. I know they're trying to adjust the situation that they're currently in, but I'm also still just extremely confused about the situation they're currently in, because at the end of the day, these were their decisions, right? So again, I'm taking the Titans here today. Now, in regards to the ladder, the Bulldogs, they're in 12th position on 16 points, which is equal to Melbourne Storm. The Storm have a plus 20. The Bulldogs have a minus 96. So if the Bulldogs were to win today, they would go above the Melbourne Storm. They play Manly tomorrow, but they'd go into 11th. They'd go equal with the Tigers and the Cowboys on 18 points. If the Bulldogs are to win this game by 12 points, they would go above the Tigers today into 10th position. They would have to win this game by about 60 points to go above the Cowboys. That's just not happening. However, the Cowboys play the Panthers and the Tigers play the Knights. So if the Tigers lose by, say, 6 and the Bulldogs win by about 6 or 7, then the Bulldogs will go above them there and with a lesser win. The Cowboys, again, they play the Panthers coming off of a loss with their full-strength team coming back into the lineup. You get a little bit scared with that points differential there of the Cows, and it currently is a 65-point switch up between the Cowboys and Bulldogs. So let's say the Cowboys lose by 40. Well, that means that the Dogs would have to win by 26, right? And then they'd put themselves up there into 9th. But ultimately, realistically, you'd be putting them as high as 10th position, with a good chance still that they finish in 12th position, because the Storm and the Tigers could both win. I'm probably tipping the Knights. I'm not convinced. I am definitely tipping the Storm against Manly tomorrow. So with that, they would go up to 11th position, but there's still a great chance they could finish in 12th. Now, if they lose this game, the Broncos are on 14 points, and so are the Eels. Now, the Eels already played, so forget them. They played Manly next week. Broncos with the minus 108, so they're 12 points differential below where the Bulldogs are. If the Bulldogs are to lose this game by, say, 6, and the Broncos go and win by about 7 or so against the Roosters later on tonight, then the Broncos would go above the Bulldogs. But I don't think that the Broncos will win that game. I've got the Roosters to win it. So the Bulldogs probably, with a win or a loss, probably just stay in 12th place realistically, but at least they'll keep them only 1 win short of the top 8 right now, because no matter what, the Sharks have had the bye and they're on 8 wins, and the Rabbitohs, they're also at 8 wins. So no matter what, the top 8 is going to be at 8 wins by the end of this round. And They won't be too far away from it with 7 if they can get the win. Now, the Titans, on the other hand, if they were to lose this game, so they're on minus 90 right now on 12 points, equal with the Raiders on 12 and minus 123. Now, the issue is that the Raiders get to play the Dragons. So you would assume that if the Titans lose this game, well, they'd have to lose by 33 today to go below the Raiders. But if that wasn't the case and the Raiders just won, the Titans would drop down there into 16th position and Raiders would go above them. However, if they win this game, well, they would jump above the Parramatta Eels on 14 points and minus 169. They would also jump above the Brisbane Broncos on 14 points with a minus 108. So a Titans win would put them into 13th position. If the Broncos win, they'd go back down into 14th position, but they cannot drop off from that position, and they will just be at the edge of the bottom 4. But if the Roosters can do them a favour, the Titans will be outside of the bottom 4 this round with a win, which would be absolutely massive, especially with that Eels loss just last night. So that is the preview here for this game. Hopefully the Titans can fire up. Again, read the room here today, guys. It's going to be hectic and it's going to be passionate, and that's what I am for the Gold Coast Titans, and hopefully it's going to be a good one. So hit that thumbs up button, subscribe if you're new around here, and let's crack on here with the chatola. Let's get it open and let's get it rocking. Jay Leishman says Titans all day. Sam Jenko says game on. Have you gone to the game today, Sam? Are you at Seabus, or what are you doing? Eeks says Titans going to get turned into a chew toy. Yeah, but nobody asked what your opinion was. Shay Leishman says, I've put bets on the Dogs all years, but nothing. They need to work out that team. The Dogs are done for the year, so I don't see them playing their best tonight. Titans for the win. Well, look, Jay Leishman, I hope you're right, man. It's a difficult game to read because I believe that, I don't know, but I believe the Titans have been called favourites for this game, which scares me as a Titans fan, because when we are favourites, we don't typically win. We let that the favourite tags unfortunately go to waste, and a lot of people can find a lot of financial benefit from getting on the underdogs, who a lot of people would argue aren't the underdogs. It's a hard game to read here because, you know, if we're basing it off of recent form, I think the Titans have played better footy than the Bulldogs these last couple of weeks. But at the end of the day, you know, the Bulldogs have still got a really quality team on paper through the last couple of years, and it's just been a real big shock that they've been as disappointing as they have been. The switch up of Crichton into the 6 is confusing to mine. Then obviously Matty Burton back to the centres. It could turn into be an absolutely magical treat, but if the Titans come in with the defense that they've shown throughout this year and the improvement, and they come in with that improved attack with the young spine, you know, hopefully we can see it all turn around in the Titans' favour. Elisa Adventure says, whatever. Togo says, am I still banned? No, but I nearly want to. It's just a stupid comment coming with this morning. Jake says, we better see Titans mate today. Hopefully he will be. He will change his name to Titans mate if they lose. Titans got this. New Zealand guy says, expert says, if Curtis Moran scores, $10 donation coming away. Well, hopefully Curtis Moran gets over the line. Edson says, just came back from Russia seeing some family. You went to Russia. Well, I'm actually maybe going to Uzbekistan in a couple of weeks' time now, because it's actually cheaper from Da Nang to get to Uzbekistan. So I'm going to go to Tashkent, and then I might go to Almaty as well, and Kyrgyzstan. So I'm probably going to go through Uzbekistan, Kazakhstan, and Kyrgyzstan in about 3 weeks' time for about 6 weeks or so, which will be interesting. But Russia, fair enough. A lot of Russians here in Vietnam. Gee whiz, a lot of Russians in Nha Trang. But even though I'm in Da Nang now. DOD are not even top 8. The Dogs, Dogs are not a top 8. They've never been top 8 this season. Chelsea Pass says, this game is pretty much a grand final preview, let's be real. Yeah, let's be real, except for the fact that the Dogs aren't going to win every game for the rest of eternity, and the Titans will win every game for the rest of eternity. There's the difference, yes. Yes, that's the difference there. And he's telling guys, this is why you train. Philip says, both the Dogs and the Titans have done the Panthers. Go the Dogs. Yes, obviously this is a battle today between... I'm going to roast this in a second, Sam. Obviously, this is the battle between the only two teams that have beaten the Penrith Panthers this year. This is the only two teams, and it's just so random because the Dogs have been awful and the Titans, for the most part, have been awful too. And yet, you know, they've gone and pumped Roosters by 40. They've gone and beaten the Warriors under man. So when people say, oh, the Titans only beat the Panthers with no Nathan Cleary as Yo and Brian Tuttle, well, it's like the Warriors lost to them with those guys out. The Warriors lost 20-18, and they actually led in that game too before the Panthers found a way to win the game. Now, the interesting thing about last week from the Panthers' perspective is that typically this year, they're happy to give up a lead in the second half and yet still find a way to win. It happened against the Dolphins where they're up 18-0 and then it went to 24-18 with about 5 minutes to go on, and the Panthers found a way to equalise and make it 24-24 before, or 22-22 before we saw the Panthers find that field goal in extra time. Same thing goes against the Warriors where, they were up at halftime and then went down in the second half and then still found a way to win the game. And realistically last week should have been the same. It should have been, but obviously it did not end up being that way, and the Titans already get the win. Sam says, nah, raid night Friday nights, unfortunately. I can't believe you're choosing a video game over going to the Titans game. You are a cat, dude. You are a cat. Raid night Friday nights might be the most virgin thing I've ever heard, Sam. I'm not going to go and watch my Gold Coast Titans play at home when we haven't played too much this year. I'm not going to go and watch the Titans play against the Dogs when they're at home because I want to play a video game of Raid Night Friday night. Give yourself. The old one beat says, hi mate, hope your team gets up for you. Do you have a multi I can copy or a few try scorers you like? Thanks for the coverage. Hard to watch in South Australia sometimes. Good on you watching in South Australia. Yeah, definitely not much of an audience down there, but I usually do give some try scorers and whatnot. They're not based off of heavy statistics. It's more based off of, we watch every single game here, man, so I have a pretty good gut vibe, and I usually get about at least 2 out of the 4 when it comes to the try scorers, and sometimes 3, and then very, very occasionally 4, but as some people here would know, I did predict Stefano Tugamano the other day. I hope Jess is here to hear that I'm still rattling on about that. And I think Ibrahim as well. But try scorers wise for the Titans today, AJ's form has been really good. Jojo, obviously, he's been fantastic through his Queensland days, and now he's been fantastic as well for the Titans. Phil Sami's been on a tear this year. Jalen de Groot's not necessarily one I would be looking towards. Zane Harrison's hasn't scored a try yet. Should have had one against the Broncos, but it was unfairly taken away. Jaden Campbell, good shout. Keanu Kenny. Honestly, the 1 through 7 here for the Titans is all a good shout. But I'm probably going to lean towards a bit of Keanu Kenny here today because I don't think he's been scoring a whole bunch of tries this year, but he's been setting up a lot. And I feel like this is the kind of game where he could really explode. So I'm going to go Keanu Kenny to get a try for the Gold Coast Titans from their fullback position. And then in regards to the forwards, you do like a bit of Adam Mahau. Adam Mahau has been unreal. If he's on, he is one of the most damaging back rowers in the game. When he's off, get him off the field. He is either, unfortunately, extremely lazy and slow, or he's one of the most damaging ball runners in the game and can score a try. So I'm going to back him in to have that damaging ball running play here today with Adam Mahau. I think that Keanu Kenny and Adam Mahau are my try scorers for the Titans. For the Bulldogs, on the other hand, Matt Burton goes back into the centre. Connor Tracy, I guess. Anybody could really do it here. Jacob Kiraz is going to be strong. Jacob Kiraz could probably be the easiest answer here. Stephen Crichton, 5'8". Lachlan Galvin, 7. I'm going to go with the Jacob Kiraz show. He's a strong player. He really loved playing in that fullback position a couple of weeks ago. Obviously, they've gone away from that now. I'll go with Jacob Kiraz from the wing. And then in terms of the forwards, doesn't really excite me a fantastic amount here. Could easily see a Leo Thompson get over. Max King obviously grew up and originally played for the Gold Coast Titans. He's one of their props. I'm going to go Leo Thompson. You know what? I'm going to go away from the back rowers here today. I would have definitely got on Satili Tupanua to score a try today had he been playing, but obviously Satili is not here. So with Satili being out, I'm going to have to back in. I'm going to go a little bit more random, and I'm going to go Leo Thompson alongside Keanu Kenny. That's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do here today, sir. That's what I'm going to do. So Keanu Kenny, Leo Thompson, Jacob Kiraz, and Adam Mahal. Lorenzo says, mate, how confident are you the Titans have turned that corner? Be objective. Well, I find it pretty ridiculous, Lorenzo, that you say be objective. If you watch enough of my streams, Lorenzo, you know that I have been quite objective, and I do tell you when I do speak honestly. So I find that pretty ridiculous if you're a regular viewer of the channel to suggest to speak objectively. Like all the time, I say that the Titans right now are not looking to play in the 8; they're looking to finish in about 11th or 12th and use that momentum to push into next year. So yeah, I do get a little bit pissed off by that last last part by saying be objective, as if like I don't be honest with you every single week in regards to the Titans. And I do say that the Panthers win last week, fantastic that we did that, but also it doesn't really mean much overall. It just means something as a club to take down a big win like that, and then hopefully they can use momentum. So yeah, I will say that I genuinely do believe this Titans team could have turned a corner. That doesn't mean that they have turned a corner, and that we need to see them turn that corner officially and get the job done over the next few weeks. But yeah, I just really hate that last part, man, because that's basically insinuating that we're not honest in the channel. Just because we say the Titans are going to win the competition, it's very clear that's a joke the whole time. It's very clear that it's a bit of a laugh. We all know it's like an obvious joke, right? Because nobody in their right mind believes the Titans are going to win the competition this year. Nobody has ever said that on a legitimate level, right? Especially if you watch the game. So that's why I bite back at that one, because it's just so unnecessary to say like be objective. You know, I am objective, and I think that 11th and 12th this year would be a success, which is where I originally predicted the Titans to be pre-season. I said they would probably finish 11th or 12th. It'll be a tough start. They'll come home strong with a great home schedule, and then from there we'll see how they pan out going into next year. But even if it's a strong finish, it doesn't even necessarily translate into the Titans being an amazing team next year, because we saw the Eels do that last year. They came home like an absolute train. They go into the postseason, the preseason, feeling strong, great. Moses flying. You know, yes, we're moving on from Dylan Brown, but they're flying, they're moving along, and it's going to be a new era for the Eels. They go and win the preseason. Everyone's excited. Everyone's firing up, and then obviously the Eels are currently in fourth last and have a great chance of going into second last this week. If the Titans get a win and the Raiders get a win, the Eels will be in second last. So just because that momentum at the back end of the season won't necessarily translate into the next year, but it's all you can go off, and it's all you have to believe in. And as a Titans fan, I sit here and I go, I believe in Josh Hannay, and I think that this organisation is making great inroads to changing this club, because the biggest thing that I've heard of this week as well, I'm not going to tell you where I've heard this, you can take it or you can leave it. It's just as simple as that. And I've got to word it properly here. But Matty Johns has come in and he's told the staff to give a shit, for starters, which for many, many years now, I've always said there are staff members at this club who don't care about the results. They just care about their careers and they just care about their jobs. And whilst that's all fair and good, I want to see this team successful, and the club will never be successful unless you have everybody buy into the same mentality that people like myself have, the people like Jaden Campbell have, the people like Keanu Kinney have, the people like Josh Hannay, even so much to say Stephen Mitchell, Matty Johns. You need everybody to be clicked on at once for the same result. Don't go to Newcastle Knights Magic Round game, and I know people who will know what I'm talking about here, but don't go to a Magic Round game that is 6-6 and then be laughing and meandering and networking as a staff member. No, you should be caring and actually fully invested in the game, because that is your employer. The whole point of your employment is to care about the damn well Titans. And I complained about this for years. People obviously didn't like to acknowledge it. Well, Matt Johns has gone in there and he is making a real point of emphasis. He got really upset at people during that Magic Round game, and he's coming in trying to adjust the culture, because that's a part of the culture. Yes, the playing group, but the playing group can also be influenced by people at the club, which has been a problem for a long time now. So adjust the culture from whether it be the players or whether it be the staff. It doesn't matter where it's coming from, just pinpoint it, and Matty Johns is doing his best right now to adjust that from within, right? And that's why we come out here and I say, look, AJ, I know this guy for a very, very long time. I've known him for many, many years, but also his attitude has completely changed. His ego has completely changed over the last couple of years. And I also found out that this week, the club is also trying to rectify that as well, because they find it very, very difficult. So AJ has found a bit of form recently over these last couple of weeks. Well, that's interesting timing. It's very, very interesting timing, because AJ was not playing well because he didn't want to play the centre position. Because AJ, I don't know if it's right this second, but AJ has always been more about himself and the accolades that he receives rather than the actual team itself. He's from the Gold Coast, but I don't believe that he genuinely actually cares about the success of the Titans. I think he cares about the success of the Titans for his own self-infatuation and his own self-benefit. So you've seen these last couple of weeks a bit of a difference, and maybe he has adjusted his mentality, and maybe he actually does genuinely care again, but there has been an issue in terms of in terms of his attitude. So, look, I really, really hope that AJ gets his shit together in that regards, and I hope that he keeps up this form right now, and I hope that he wants to play where Josh Hannay puts him, because Josh Hannay is the coach, and you need to listen to what he believes is the best for this team. So if Josh Hannay says to jump, you say how high. If you get put in the centres, you go play the centres. You don't then get to whinge and sook that you don't get to play the fullback or the 5'8" position, when we have seen that you are not a 5'8", and we've also seen that Keanu Kenny is our fullback, and we've got him until 2030, and we're not going to go into another fullback battle. So you have to, if you care about the club and you love the club, you love the Gold Coast Titans, well, guess what? You are a centre. You play well in centre. It's as simple as that. If you don't like it, well, we're happy to move you on, which I don't believe that he wants, and I don't really believe that anybody will. Well, look, it would solve a lot of our cap, but at the end of the day, I don't believe he wants that. So he has to buy into the centre position. When Josh Hannay says, you play this, you say how high. That's my belief in regards to AJ. That's my belief in regards to how this team should operate, and that's why I appreciate a guy like Matty Johns coming in and saying to the staff, let alone the players, hey, listen, give a shit about the club. Give a shit about the club that you work for, because this club does matter. So I'm very happy with what Matty Johns has done there. Tiger Hood with the $5 donation says, just a good omen donation for my blasphemy earlier today. Go Titans, get around your Tiger Hood. Thanks for the donation. Danny says, I'm back for this game, bro. I'm a league fan, but enjoyed the Socceroos win while watching the World Cup football game earlier. Titans are finding form and the young half is playing well. Yeah, absolutely, Danny. Well, look, obviously, we'll be live again for the football tomorrow. We do every single game of rugby league here, regardless if it's my team or not. Plus, we also do the football. So we'll be back for the football tomorrow. We've got the Broncos Roosters after this, and then we've got 3-game slate of the NRL tomorrow night as well. Yeah, I'm looking forward to what the Titans can do. But I've also seen them find some form before, and I've also seen them fail before. So I'm still hesitant, but this is uncharted territory for the Titans. If they can find this form and they can really start to work together, there is this really, really young spine. Again, Zane Harrison is like 20 years old. Keanu Kenny, super young, at 21, 22. JC, I think he's probably about 26. Oliver Pascal, I think he's about 26, 27. So this is a really young spine. You can't expect magic and miracles immediately, but you can expect it over the next 2 to 3 years, inclusive of next year. You can expect it over the next 2 to 3 years, inclusive of next year. It says we have to try out this spine for at least a few weeks, but I don't think this is our long-term plan. Danny, Annie says, how are we all? Let's go Titans, and how good is Sean Johnson on our screens? Yeah, I love a bit of Shawnee J. You know, he's one of those guys that I hope that he doesn't get sold by the mainstream lights, and he keeps himself to his authentic self, because we've seen this in the past, and then these ex-players will turn into a bit more of a media shill. Sean Johnson is fantastic with the commentary. He is great with the analysis. He is one of the best players that the game has seen. You know, he's been a fantastic player throughout his career. Unfortunately, he didn't get that grand final win. But not all the best players do. You know, look at Nathan Hindmarsh, look at Stacey Jones for a direct Warriors comparison. You know, the commentary that we see out of Sean Johnson is really deeply analytical, and I do love it, and he brings his nice little charm with it as well. So I just hope that he doesn't get taken by the media, and he doesn't, you know, directly go complete mainstream, and does keep his authentic self. I need him to keep his authentic self. Jeff says, fire up Titans, let's go. Exactly right, Jeff. And he says, a million times better. Tallis needs to go, to be honest. Costa says, who will win, Broncos or Roosters? I've got the Roosters to win that game, man. I think the Roosters will be really, really solid tonight. And I can't trust them, but I think that they're going to be the better team out of the two for sure. SRG says up the doggies. Crichton is give us the win. Yeah, English not fantastic there. Mark my word says with the Titans they could win against the best team but then get flogged by the worst. Yeah, and that's why it's entirely possible here today. So whilst I have that belief and I have that hope in the Titans to continue the momentum over the last couple of weeks, that doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to happen. And I've been caught way too many times before. Titans fans have all been caught way too many times before. So whilst I'm confident and I do genuinely believe there is a well we win this game 13 plus, and I do genuinely believe there is a well we win this 1-12, which is why we are technically the favourites here. That doesn't mean that I'm completely 100% bought in that the Titans will win this game, because I have been punished and tortured too many times with this Titans club to go balls to the wall right now. But with that being said, we are here every single week. Every single Titans fan that is a genuine Titans fan who is still here, you have had no reason to still be here. So it means you're a true Titans fan, and Hopefully we go and get a win here in front of the home crowd. And if we do, that's 2 wins in a row at home. We only play 3 more away games for the rest of the season. We have 6 more home games for the rest of the season. We are in a great standing point to realise, hold on a second, we can make this a fortress again. We can turn Seabus into the fortress that Skill Park used to be. So if you remember 2009 and 2010, you're old enough to remember that? Well, 2009, 2010, Skill Park used to be a fortress. That place we would never, ever lose in. Obviously, post that, it ended up being a place that we would always lose. Now, Skill Park is Seabus. It's just a name change, yeah? But Skill Park used to be a fortress. We need to bring that back because it is remember rather than learn. To learn how to win and to consistently make finals, that's to learn. But to remember, to bring the Seabus back to the fortress that Skill Park was, that is a remember rather than a learn because it has happened before. Kokomo says, BK, please try not to destroy yourself again this weekend with all the matches coming up in terms of streams. No, look, I think, I bit off a bit more than I could choose last week, to be fair, or 2 weeks ago, to be fair. It was just so full on, mate. I wrecked myself. I know what to do now. Like tomorrow, we'll still have 5 streams, but that's not going to be like 9 streams. It's just the group stages that killed me, man, because the group stages had 4 games per day, right? So every single day it was 4 games, and then on Saturday and Sunday we would have the 3 games for the NRL and then the 3 games for the NRL again. That really wrecked me, eh? And by the end of that Sunday, I was gone, mate. I was gone to the wind. So that's why I decided to skip a few of those middle stage, group stage games. But tomorrow we're going to do 2 football matches. So Spain versus Uruguay, and then definitely New Zealand versus Belgium, because that group is going to tell us who we play in the next round. So I must do New Zealand versus Belgium. They're at good times, though. I'm not waking up at 2 a.m. in the morning, 1 a.m. in the morning, 3 a.m. in the morning, which is what I was doing in our train. And then we've got the 3 NRL games, and then same thing will go. I'll probably wake up at about 7, 8 a.m. or so, and then stream 2 games into the 2 NRL games and whatnot. It's a lot easier from now. I know what I'm doing, but yeah, that was just pretty hectic because that's really uncharted territory, right? You know, that's the World Cup group stages. There's so many damn well games over and over and over again. So now it's a lot more limited, and it's a lot more crucial as well. Seb says, told you it would be a draw. Yeah, Paraguay played for the draw the entire time, man. Other Sports says, our spine instability. So making memories, I know who you are for starters, but I'm going to hide you because at the end of the day, you're not here to actually... I'll leave you for one more comment. If you're here to actually conversate and discuss things besides just being a knob, like, feel free to actually get involved in the conversation. But I also know who you are, and it's really confusing why you come here just to hate in regards to the content. If you're here to have a conversation, feel free. But if you're not here to have a conversation, I'm just going to hide your account the next time I see it. So if you're here to talk and actually discuss the game of rugby league, feel free. But otherwise, I'll just have to hide your account. Danny says, been watching the channel for years, but only now engaging. Another Waz supporter here. Who do you got tomorrow? Dolphins or Waz? Will be a seriously good game. That's going to be an interesting game, mate. It will be a really, really interesting game. Dolphins, form-wise, I'd probably be saying they look the better for mine. But also, I don't necessarily trust their second half of the season right now. And the Warriors, obviously, they are in second position for a reason, have been much better, but also their form isn't exactly outstanding. And this is also, I don't trust their second half of the season based off of last year. And their halfback in 2 consecutive years, they've lost him for the rest of the year in the middle point right after they've been playing so fantastic. You know, Luke Metcalf last year, even though there's a caveat there. And then also there's Tanner Boyd this year, right? So, yeah, it's a very difficult game to read. I do really, really want to take the Waz, but I think I'm going to be going the Dolphins here because they are at home and their form is better, but I could see either one of those 2 teams winning it, right? Mark my words, to be honest, all the Penrith fans I've met this year have all been assholes. Cosmo says, Broncos Sharks at Suncorp round 18. Shane Young says, hey mate, how are you? Come on Titans, you've got this. Yes, I believe the Titans are a better team than last year's and previous years. They are building a good culture and have a good squad. Yeah, 100%, man. They definitely are a better team than they have been in recent years. Over the last few weeks anyway, you know, we've got to hope for the future. We've got to hope for the best going forward. And yeah, you know, that's all we can do. You know, all we can do is hope that this club is putting it together and hopefully this club is doing a lot more behind the scenes than what they have done over the years. You know, so that's all we can do, sitting on the sidelines and expecting the club to do something that we can't as fans do anything about. Like, at the end of the day, it's completely their decisions. It's completely their decisions in regards to how it operates, and we just have to emotionally invest and hope for the best based off of their emotions and also the financials. Gregor says, mate, have you thought of getting a group of Titan supporters together in Las Vegas? I think it'll be cool to have a group of us take over Vegas. So yeah, look, I think that obviously we do have a Titans Bay already, and I do know quite a few of the Titans fans that are going over. We do have plenty of Titans. Yeah, hold on, making memories. I'm just gonna remove you, bro, because you're obviously not here to actually talk about anything. So we'll catch you. So yeah, look, we've got a lot of Titans fans going over. We'll be sitting next to the English Bay. If you're at the game, then definitely sit in the Titans Bay. I'll be there. We'll be chanting the house down and doing our best. I haven't even spoken to the club, but I want to speak to him about potentially looking at that drum, because I don't know if Brocky's going to be going. If Brocky goes, then he can probably have it. But at the end of the day, I think it would be really advantageous for us to be able to do that. I think it would be really advantageous. But, you know, ultimately, you just have to get to the Titans Bay, mate. Tiger Hood says, don't say silly comments, you will get roasted. No, unfortunately, Making Memories is actually a Titans fan. They think that their account is separated from their Instagram account with the same name. William says, Titans 22, the pub's 12, but they probably should be thinking of it. No, I'm not going to roast him like that. I could have done something, but I won't do that. Mark my words, says the PNG Chiefs will be a right team or better, depending on the players they get. Yeah, look, we'll see. Jerome Luai is going to be older, and who else they got? Alex Johnson's going to be older. It's not like the two guys there are going to be young, fresh pups, but also we're not using Papua New Guinea we shouldn't be using Papua New Guinea as we're going to bring all the NRL players. We should be using Papua New Guinea as we've got a couple of experienced NRL players, and we're going to help benefit the local Papua New Guineans. That's what it realistically should be. Upper Gold Coast Titans says, will you start Pascoe or Cotaway Sound Supercoach? Well, obviously, as a Titans fan, I'm going to say Pascoe, right? Like, I'm going to think that Pascoe against the Dogs is, especially when Bailey Hayward's not a 9, I'm really going to hope that obviously Pascoe can come in and get the job done here against Bailey Hayward, who just simply isn't a 9. But, that's just obviously my perspective too from a Titans fan. And who does Cotaway South play? The Knights. Well, the Knights can give up a lot of points too, so they could get a lot of points in that game. It's a difficult one. I think head-wise you're taking Cotaway South, but also heart-wise I'm taking Pascoe. Danny says, bro, at least you don't have to wait for the hydration breaks in the league streams. Yeah, well, you're right. There is no hydration breaks in the NRL. Well, it depends on how hot it is. Obviously, we're a winter sport, but at the beginning of the season we do have some. Up the mighty Gold Coast Titans, I'm just afraid Verrills might get subbed on. Well, let's settle down on that, hey? Sam Verrills was the one who passed that ball to Zane Harrison for the field goal last week. It was a good ball. So let's settle down on the hate for Sam Verrills. At the end of the day, he is leaving this club at the end of this year. I don't feel like it's necessary to rip in and roast Sam Verrills as a player. At the end of the day, he's not been fantastic for this club, and it's unfortunate that we haven't been able to win with him there. But I wish nothing but the best of him in his future, going to whatever club may be afterwards, and I'm sure a club will probably pick him up, but it's just not going to be with the Titans. So I think we need to settle down in regards to still just kicking the boot into a guy like Sam Verrills, who's been here for a few years now, and now we're luckily enough been able to find Oliver Pascoe, and it's great to see. But let's not forget that Sam Verrills passed the ball to Zane Harrison for that field goal last week. Mark my words, says, I want to see Campbell to put hits on people tonight. It'd be nice to see. Seb Watson says, imagine being a Titans fan and getting hidden from a Titans stream. Yeah, look, it's weird. I'm sure they're at this game here today, but they can do what they want, mate. If they're not going to be actively involved in conversation, then we'll just get rid of them. They did say they watch every single week though for the Delusion, so I don't think they realise that benefits the channel. That literally just benefits us. Thomas has been out of the loop with NRL lately. Who is Armour Hall? Adam Hall is a really good back row for the Gold Coast Titans. He has his really good days and he has his really poor days. He has his really good days and he has his really poor, unfortunately. But I'm hoping for a really good day here today against a Bulldogs team that are without Tilly Tupanua and without a bit of their go forward and the forwards there. Of the Gold Coast Titans, as I was saying, I might not start Pascoe instead of Cotaway South because Verrills might get subbed on again. Not trying to hate on Verrills. I thought he had a great game last week. Okay, fair enough. That's my bad for misunderstanding that. I don't think so. So the reason why I believe Pascoe didn't play the last bit of last week's game is because the Panthers intentionally tired him out. They intentionally... Yeah, I did nose that, Edson, but it's fine. But they intentionally tired him out and he was absolutely, rocked and didn't come back on. I think that he's able to play the full time out here, and it's going to be a lot less of the physical game than what we saw against that. What we saw in that Panthers game, for sure, in my personal opinion. Jacob Preston's also out of this game here for the Dogs, which is just huge. So both of their starting back rowers of Jacob Preston and Satili Tupanua are out here. I genuinely think that this is going to be just the X factor that the Bulldogs do possess on those back rows is usually how they're able to get some really good meterage and line breaks and whatnot, and they have missing both of them today. They're missing both of them. For days, it's a weird feeling being by your side with the Socceroos and now hoping you get gutter stomped by the Dogs. Well, that's the way the cookie crumbles, isn't it? That's the way it is. It's like with English fans, right? The whole season they're hating on Arsenal and saying, "Oh, Arsenal is shit," and how boring Arsenal play, and then now they're celebrating Declan Rice, Bukayo Saka, Madueke. They're all supporting the Arsenal players in the World Cup for England, but yet they're sitting there. We're all sitting there all year long and saying, well, this is just shit play. Like the way Arsenal are playing is so boring and so harambo, right? Which is what everybody was saying. And then now it's the World Cup. Everyone's like, geez, Declan Rice is going to put a good cross in here. Yeah, play for the free kick. Yeah, no, that's fine. Yeah, no, we'll play exactly the Arsenal style under Tuchel. It's funny how sport works. I love how he's calling you and the fans delusional, but wouldn't that mean he's delusional? What a dumbass. No, again, he's not here. She's not here to have a conversation. She's just here to, unfortunately, just be a dickhead. That's why we hide the person from the chat. So then if they want to go and create a fake account, they can do that. But at the end of the day, the person's clearly a dickhead, so they don't need to be here. Case, this is the first time I've heard everyone of Fox League but the Titans for a win. I know, it's crazy, isn't it? It is absolutely crazy, isn't it? I've never seen that before. Seb Watson says, Rice might be the most overrated backwards passing wanker we have. Yes, but you know what I'm saying here. You know what I'm saying, man. They all go charge my phone. The point is that you are relying upon the guys that you hate. You are relying on the biggest enemy that you have in English football. Top of the table clash right here between the two teams that down the Penrith Fraudsters. Yeah, Penrith Fraudsters. That's why they're not even in the top 9 right now. Not even in the top 9. 5 minutes to go until the game kicks off here, guys. Hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you're new around here. We're on our way to 50k, baby. Only about 6,900 or so away now from hitting the L50, which would be just absolutely awesome. That'd be awesome. So if you haven't subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button. We've got the Roosters versus the Broncos after this. Actually, what are the 3 games tomorrow? I know we've got... Actually, it's a really big day tomorrow. Dolphins, Warriors to start. Cowboys, Panthers is and then Manly versus Storm is massive. Raiders, Dragons a little bit of and then Knights, Tigers could be absolutely massive. Mark my words says, there might be a little glitch that says Titans 15th. No, don't be silly. No, don't be silly. This is the official ladder over here, mate. That's the official ladder over there. Let's be serious now. It's time to get serious, mate. It's time to get serious. What we haven't done is name after this. It'll just be simply Titans, mate. It will just be simply Titans, mate. That's all it's going to be. Just a simple Titans, mate. And I'll message him telling him, hey, listen, Champeruno, Bucko, pal, buddy. Bucko, pal, buddy, pal, Bucko. Time to change your name to Titans, mate. Champa. Damn, says Chihu, up to Waz. Yeah, there'll be a big game tomorrow. We'll be live an hour beforehand. Thomas says, who's looking like a threat to the Panthers this year? Well, the Gold Coast Titans beat the Panthers last week, and the Bulldogs beat the Panthers about... 3 months ago now? They're the only 2 teams that have beat them. That's the only 2 teams. But the Titans did beat Panthers just last week, 19-18. So the obvious answer is the Gold Coast. But on a realistic level, it's probably going to be between the Dolphins and the Wars right now. But Dolphins' form is pretty good. But just do you trust them going into the second half of the year? Ash says, just was watching Jai in the buy round live stream talking about the Titans and how much he loves them. Yeah, well, he obviously, had a real serious crack with us. And unfortunately, he was here at the Titans at a real tough time. We won the Wooden Spoon 2019. He wanted the best for us. He came across from the Broncos and he wanted the best for the Gold Coast and he tried his heart out. But unfortunately, it didn't work out. He was actually one of our best 13s we've had play. And he was an incredible 13 for us. And then, the Rabbitohs came in and they took him. But at the end of the day, I'm sure that he does love the Gold Coast and we love Jai. He did a fantastic work here. He did absolutely fantastic work. Bill's family says, I'm a Doggy supporter, but the way they've been lately, Titans should be able to beat them. Well, hopefully, man. I can never trust the Titans, but hopefully. Seb says, is he hiding? Haven't seen much of him this week. Yeah, well, he was here this morning. Yeah, no, he was here this morning for the Australia game. He said, happy sickie day. So he was taking a sickie to watch the Aussie game. Mark my words says, yeah, but when the Bulldogs won against the Panthers, they went on like a 6-game losing streak, but trust it will be the opposite for the mighty Titans. Hopefully, man. Hopefully. Geez, the crowd here at 6 p.m. at CBS is not spectacular, that's for sure. It is not a fantastic crowd here as they've run out into the field. I believe it's also raining, so not only is it a 6 p.m. game on the Gold Coast, but it is also raining. Titans beat the Panthers. My daughter reminded me every day this week. Yeah, look, beating the Panthers aren't for everybody, Damn 11. You know, it's not for everybody, mate. You know, it's for the greatest teams in existence, and obviously the Gold Coast is one of the greatest teams in existence, you know, so it's not for everybody, mate. It's not for everybody. Come on. Why no crowds? Well, because it's 6 p.m. on a Friday between third last and fifth last, and it's raining, so that'd be why. Hey, mate, congrats on Oz making the round of 32, and I've tipped the Titans for today. Well, hopefully the Titans can get up here. We have to hope the Titans are good, or this could be a complete schmozzle. Could be a massive, massive schmozzle here. Could be a massive schmozzle, but hopefully the Titans can get up. They're out in the field now. Let's do this. Islam says, let's go Titans, brother. Get around it. Zane Harrison, big game from him. Wars aren't very good at beating the Titans either. Well, they did beat us about 2 months ago now. Mitchell says not conceding 70 to them is a win, right? Well, there's also, well, it's not a win. It's not like a win like the Titans got, Mitchell. You know, it's not a, it's not a win. It's actually pretty awful. But no, you know what? Not conceding 67 or below is very good against the Panthers. Like, that's very good. But if you give up 68 or above, yikes, that's bad. Like, that's really bad. I don't know who would do that. But the game has started. Thumbs up, subscribe. Mo Wakey for the Wake is going to bring this ball here to the 15 on first tackle. Get around it. Do you still get YouTube play buttons for subs? I think for 100K, yeah. I think for 100K. But honestly, there's no point of me even having that because I just live everywhere, mate. You know, I travel around everywhere. Like, I'm currently in Vietnam. I've been in Thailand. I'm going to be in Uzbekistan in 3 weeks. Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan. But I don't know where I'm going to be at all times. So there's no real point in me even having one of those play buttons. 4 tackle now with the Titans. They'll be at the 35. Back in the Titans for my daughter's sake, you have to. Mark my words, it's definitely not the Tigers who gave them 68. Definitely not the Tigers. It was the Tigers who gave them 68. Mitchell, I forgot. Who do you support again, Mitchell? I forgot, mate. I forgot. It wasn't the Tigers, was it, Mitchell? It wasn't the Tigers. No way could it be the Tigers. Colin Tracy brings his ball to the 25 on first tackle. Who are you tipping for the Finns Wars game tomorrow? I'm probably leaning with the form of the Dolphins, but I would like to see the Wars get up, but I'm probably tipping the Dolphins at home. Second tackle, but if the Warriors can get up, it's huge. And now Max King, he's going to be at the 45 on third tackle. Why are you going to be in Kazakhstan? Because I can, really. Just because I can. It's the beauty of my life, man. I'm able to watch the game, stream, and passionately support my team, and watch rugby league and football from wherever I am in the world, whilst getting the trouble of the world. Very loyal Panthers fan since October 2021. Yeah, fantastic stuff there, Mitchell. You were a Tigers fan before that, though, weren't you? And Keanu Kenny gets a good grab at the 10. That's his biggest worry in his game is the high balls. Okay, so we're going to have to time Looney out for that one, moderators. Can we time Looney out for that? Seb says, will Borat be out there? Borat, that's who I'm going for, mate. Very nice. Very nice, Borat. I really look forward to meeting him for sure. So that's going to be Jalen DeGroot taken down here at the 25 on 4 tackle. And Oliver Pascoe gives it to Chris Randall, and Randall brings it out to the 33 now on 5th tackle. So not a great set here from the Titans to start off. Waiting for the Waker, Jaden Campbell. What on earth was this? I can't believe that was 5th tackle, wasn't it? That's actually horrific from the Gold Coast, and this is why you can never trust him, mate. You can never trust him. They passed the ball to Mwaki Fodawaker on 5th tackle. Why is Jaden Campbell being passed that ball as the second man on 5th tackle inside their own 30? So now the Dogs are going to go onto the attack here. That is just ridiculous there from the Gold Coast. And now the Dogs, Harry Hayes, he'll be 20 metres away from the line. He gets the offload away to Bailey Hayward. And Hayward to Lachlan Galvin. I can't believe that. Like, you've just set yourselves up for a Massive defensive set. Now, if you can come with the same defense he showed last week, great, but that is just awful stuff there from the Gold Coast. Bailey Hayward, they go to the right-hand side to Leo Thompson, then up to Connor Tracy. Connor Tracy at the back here, right-hand side. They get off to Jacob Kiraz. Kiraz has to step back in. Good scramble defense from the Gold Coast. And then Tino is going to lock him down to the 3 on third tackle. Come on, hold him out here, boys. Bailey Hayward to Lachlan Galvin. Galvin to Stephen Crichton. Crichton kicks his ball through. Is it going to go? No, it's going to be a 7 tackle. It's going to be a dropout. Jojo Fafita takes no chances and just knocks it dead for a dropout. James is at the game. Come on, Titans. Get around you, James. Come on to Gold Coast, son. Come on to Gold Coast. Let's be honest. Anyone who goes for Panthers since 2023 and longer are the biggest bandwagon. So Mitchell is a Tigers fan, mate. He's joking. That was the whole point about the whole if you don't concede 70 thing. All right, so the Bulldogs, the 45. And Leo Thompson, he's going to take this ball to the 30 on first tackle. It's all based off of that bad play, though. It's all based off... Oh, thank you, Jake. I will refresh the scoreboard so that you can have the timer below us. There we go. Beautiful. And slap up. Titans, Lachlan Galvin out to Stephen Crichton. Stephen Crichton now is going to be taken. Get this offload to Bailey Hayward. Hayward now across to Lachlan Galvin. Lachlan Galvin's going to be 10 metres away here on third tackle. 5 minutes gone here in the first half. Hold him out here, boys. Bailey Hayward gives it to Harry Hayes, and he's going to be taken by Oliver Pascoe. 3 metres out, 4 tackle. Bailey Hayward, short ball into the line for Leo Thompson. Jeez, he nearly got over, but it's going to be 5th tackle, 2 minutes out. Come on, hold him out. Bailey Hayward, that's going to be played at. Oh, no. Is that going to be a repeat set here? Oh, my gosh. It's a repeat set for the Bulldogs. Oh, boy. First tackle here for the Dogs. It's a repeat set. It is pouring down rain on the Gold Coast right now. Wowee. It is pouring down. Bulldogs 5 metres away. Bailey Hayward to Lachlan Galvin. Galvin at the back now to Connor Tracy. Connor Tracy locked down a great tackle from JC. Good stuff. Good stuff from JC. And Ari Chuala back to Galvin. Max King. And King's going to be 4th tackle here at the 10. Bailey Hayward to Lachlan Galvin. Galvin short ball to the line for Josh Curran. They don't really look like they have too many answers right now in regards to this attack so far, but there's a big gap in the middle here. Watch it, watch it, watch it. Leo Thompson, watch him. Great defense, Gold Coast. Come on. Great defense, Gold Coast, and the Titans will get the ball here to 1. Beautiful. That is what we need to see. That is what we need to see. 6 minutes in, Leo Thompson has had 2 mass opportunities. I called him for a try today, but we'll hold him short just a couple of times. JJ says, come on, Titans. I'm rooting for you guys to smash them. Don't let us down tonight. Yeah, Titans have never let anybody down in their entire history, mate. Second tackle here at the 15. We have not had a tackle in the opposition half in this first 7 minutes, but that was because, again, we threw that ball away on fit tackle inside our own 30. Mikey Fodawaker, Zane Harrison, short ball. Adam Mahal. Oh, my gosh, he nearly got through. Jeez, that was very... 6 again. Surely 6 again. How is that not a 6 again for the Gold Coast? Mwaki Fodawaker is going to bring this ball here to the 50 on fit tackle. G'day, Blaze. We're up to be joining you again for another Titans game. Hopefully we can keep our momentum going. Hopefully. Cosando, hopefully. Jethro Renakama grabs this ball back at the 5. And he'll bring it out to the 10, to the 15, to the 20. It's a good run back, and he'll be at about 24 metres out first tackle. Yeah, hopefully we can keep this momentum going, man. But... you know, you've always got to be a bit hesitant. You've always got to wait on to see how it's going. The Titans defense is amazing so far. Well, we are going up against the Dogs here where their attack is really, really poor. So there's going to be great questions to be answered, to be asked about whether it's the Titans defense, the Bulldogs attack here today. But, you know, based off of the season so far in the last couple of weeks, you are going to be obviously leaning towards, another offload here. Wrap the ball up, Titans. You are going to be leaning towards the Titans defense as well. But the Bulldogs attack has been so poor. So it's a mixture of Titans defense has been good whilst the Bulldogs attack. Bailey Hayward gets up to the 25 now, 4 tackle. Way too many metres being made from the Dogs here. Lachlan Galvin gives it across to Inari Tuala. It's a good pass. Could have actually been intercepted, but Philip Sami ends up making the tackle. An 81-metre gain is just not good enough right now. And kick back towards the area. That's going to be a drop. A 7 tackle set here with the Gold Coast. Let's go, Keanu. 7 to... Oh, come on. That's a penalty against Bailey Hayward there. That's a penalty against Bailey Hayward. How is that not a penalty? He's pushed Keanu King into the ground as he's trying to get back to the 20. Anyway, Jojo Fafita is now going to bring this ball here to the 30 on 0 tackle. We're not getting anything so far. Willie Parukas is putting the Titans from Papua New Guinea. Love that. All the way in Papua New Guinea, getting around the Gold Coast. Love to see it. Unfortunately, Cooper Bai isn't playing for you here today. He is out. But I'm sure he'll be back soon enough. And it'll be Chris Randall who brings this ball to the 42 on 3rd tackle. A mountain of defense is what the Titans have had to do so far in this game. They go to Tino. Tino to the 50 on 3rd tackle. At least we're going to finally get into the attack and half. Pass go to Keanu Kenny. Keanu Kenny out the back into Tino. Tino moving around, and he will be taken down to the 44 on 4th tackle. Walkinshaw getting on the Titans. They go to the left to Zane Harrison. Short ball to Bo Firma. Close to a 4 pass, but it's going to be at the 35 on 5th tackle. But again, at least we're into the attack and half. That's a poor pass. You can't blame Zane Harrison for that. Oliver Pascoe's had a bit of a rough start here. I'm not going to lie. Look, they're going to show Zane Harrison with the knock on, but that's not Zane Harrison's fault. That pass is just simply not good enough. The pass from Oliver Pascoe here wasn't good enough. He gets it here, and yeah, not good enough at all. All right, so the Dogs, again, will go back onto the attack here. Dogs, you have to score. Like, you've had so much attacking possession in this game. But then again, this is unfortunately what the Dogs do, and they don't typically score. Second tackle over the Dogs, 42 metres away. 30 minutes to go in the first half, guys. Hit that thumbs up button, subscribe. 10 minutes into the game. Set restart again for the Dogs. And it's their 7th offload already. They're just throwing the ball around for fun at the moment. First tackle now for the Dogs at the 25. I guess that's what they're trying to do. They obviously can't come up with any creative plays to score, so they're just trying to get the offloads that are breaking down the play. I'm sure that's probably their game plan now. Bailey Hayward to Max King. Max King at the back to Lachlan Galvin. Galvin short ball. Great tackle from the Titans at the 10 on 3rd tackle. Fantastic tackle. Bailey Hayward gives it up to Max King. Max King to Stephen Crichton. Crichton gets it across here. Matt Burton. Oh, he's lost the ball. Come on! He's lost the ball there short of the line. It was an amazing pass there from Stephen Crichton, but I can't believe we've stopped the try just now. That was actually not too bad of a play there from the Dogs. Stephen Crichton with a big ball across, probably a little bit behind where Matt Burton needed it, and he goes down short and then knocks that ball on. That's a huge play there from, is it Jojo who makes the tackle here? I think it's Jojo. Yeah, Jojo with a great try-saver there, and then Keanu Kennedy comes over the top. But Jojo with a try-saving tackle and the knock-on from the Bulldogs, Matty Burton, just before the line. The defense, again, is standing up at the moment. Oh, that should have been a try. The Bulldogs should have scored just then, but great defense from Jojo Fafita, and they prevent him. Good defense, Titans. It's crazy to think the Titans almost won against Manly. That amazing defense that game too. Well, it's been throughout the season. They're 9th for defense right now. The only team that is in 8th, slightly above them, is the Canterbury Bulldogs. The Titans will go to Tino, and Tino now is going to bring this ball here to the 30 on 3rd tackle. 7 offloads to 1 right now, Dogs' way. And AJ Brimson brings this ball to the 37 on 4th tackle. They give it to Keanu Kenny. Keanu Kenny looking for a hole, nearly gets through. Bailey Hayward gets him down, 5th tackle. And it's a quick run here from Oliver Pascoe, and then he's just going to dink this ball down into the corner, but it's going to be an easy grab for Colin Tracy. Look, this hasn't been a fantastic one so far from Oliver in this first 12 minutes. He needs to wake up because he's made a couple of wrong decisions here, and you definitely want that boot, the ball going to the boot of a guy like Zane Harrison or JC right now that's going to find some grass, not straight to the winger there for Inakama that easily gets it meters back. 3rd tackle out to 42 for the Dogs. And, oh, that's a bad play the ball. That's a bad play the ball. Referee's not giving us anything today, guys. The referee's not giving anything today to us. And Leo Thompson, he's going to be taken down here at the 15 on 5th tackle. We need to work our way into this. We need to find a way to force the ref to give us something. That's going to be caught from Philip Sami. Good take at the 3, and it's going to be 1st tackle. But again, we're in our own end here. We're just being given absolutely nothing at the moment. And we're fine. It's very difficult for us to get out of our own end. But Todd Smith is giving us absolutely nothing. Look at how long they're staying on top of the player there. Jojo Fafita is going to run this back to the 10. It's going to be 3rd tackle. Great take by Sammy. Yeah, fantastic take by Sammy there. But we need to make some meters. Keanu Kearney, wild pass. And Jalen DeGroot's going to be the 20 on 4th tackle. Yeah, Dogs defensively right now are still playing some really good footy, and those offloads are killing, but yet they've still not been able to score. They've still not been able to do it. And now the Titans will whack this one down to about the 25, where Jacob Kiraz gets it. And now they'll be at the 40 on first tackle. Jeez. One, Dogs, you've really done well in constricting the Titans here today. But two, how have you not scored with all of this ball in an attacking area? It just shows the leaps and bounds the Titans have come defensively overall. It really does. Max King, he'll be taken down at the 45 on third tackle. No way he was on his feet when playing the ball. They go to the right-hand side. Bailey Hayward, Lachlan Galvin, quick passing. And Ari Tuala taken down in a great tackle by Philip Sami at the 30. Phil's having a good game so far. Bailey Hayward's going to run this one quickly. 25 metres out. Max King now 20 metres away. Ryan says, seen the weather and had to take the under 46.5 after how low both teams' scores were last week. Yeah, well, both teams are not too bad defensively, but both teams attacking-wise are just absolutely horrific. Yannick! Oh my gosh, is that a Titan who's knocked that ball on? That's outrageous, bro. That's outrageous, bro. Someone make a tackle, man. Who got in the way of Keanu Kenny just then? Oh my gosh, they've actually just allowed the Dogs to have another attacking set here. It's going to be 0 tackle for the Dogs, 1 metre out. Bailey Hayward gets it out to Stephen Crichton. Crichton to Matty Burton. Burton gives up to Renakama, and Renakama's going to score. Who the fuck just got in Keanu Kenny's way? Who just got in Keanu Kenny's way? Who knocks this ball on? I need to go back and have a look at this because, of course, the Dogs are going to score with the amount of possession that they've got. But who is the one that gave him the ball? Who is the one that knocked this ball on and took the ball away from Keanu Kenny? Because he looked like he had that one easy. Who touches it? What the fuck is AJ Brimson doing, bro? What the fuck is AJ doing? What is AJ doing, dude? That's actually mind-blowing, bro. That's mind-blowing what AJ has done there. Keanu Kenny is right there. Keanu Kenny is the fullback. He has that covered. Why is Brimo doing that? We gift another one. Why? This is literally a gifted try from the Titans. AJ Brimson, what on earth are you thinking, dude? What on earth is he thinking? Keanu Kenny had that very easily. Terrible IQ from Brimson. Terrible IQ from Brimson. This should be still 0-0. Another tap-back drama. But the Jensen one makes more sense than what Brimson just did. Which is amazing to say. The Jensen one makes more sense than what Brimo just did. AJ sees Kenny, smacks the ball in the face. WAJ. Is he trying to make Kenny look bad so he can get the fullback position? We're going to lose this game. So many offsides, no calls, head highs, no calls on the ruck, no call, but Dogs get every call. Unfortunately, right now I am saying, yeah, look, we're not getting anything. But also, we are the only reason we're down 6-0 right now because of that AJ Brimson dumb dog shit. This is just stupid. It's straight up just 0-0 if we didn't have AJ do that because it doesn't make sense. It does not make sense for him to say that that's a natural reaction. That's not a natural reaction. That is an intentional play to knock it dead. I'm not saying that he's doing that deliberately to screw the team, but I am saying that that's not a natural reaction. You have decided to not trust your fullback in that situation. You have decided to go against your team there. And I can't believe that the cameras are showing the face of Keanu Kenny right now as if that was his fault, because that is not Keanu Kenny's fault. That is AJ Brimson's fault. It has nothing to do with Keanu because Keanu has that ball safe as houses if we don't have AJ Brimson deliberately, intentionally knocking the ball back for God knows what reason. For God knows what reason. Third tackle now for the Dogs at the 40. 17 minutes gone. No way Titans are losing to Steve. Okay, I can see what you're doing in this chat. We're going to tell you to read the room. Fourth tackle now here for the Bulldogs at the 50. That was such a Titan-style mistake. Oh, it was exactly what the Titans do, man, because it's what Jensen Talmapio did the other week. Bailey Hayward to Stephen Crichton, and Crichton's going to whack that ball up. There's no energy tonight, Zach. I agree with you. It feels like one of those games right now. Luckily, that's going to be knocked backwards here from the Titans, and it's going to be first tackle here for the Titans at the 5. It doesn't feel like the Titans have energy tonight. You're right. But there's a long way to go in this game. But it's just the feeling right now is a little bit. But maybe that is just because they've not been able to have any ball, any good area, because the Dogs are restricting the Titans quite well here. And Keanu Kenny's going to bring this ball out here to the 30. No, I agree. You don't have any attack because we've just given you a try, Dave. We've just quite literally given you a try. After all the attacking sets the Bulldogs have had in this game, we have quite literally just given the Dogs a try for free when they haven't done anything with the ball throughout the game so far. They've done nothing in regards to really threatening the line. And then what do? We're going to have someone deliberately knock the ball back in the field of play that probably doesn't even go past for the dropout, mind you. But to deliberately not trust his fullback is insane behaviour. Second tackle here at the 42. Lack of communication in the back there. It was always Kenny's ball. Exactly right. But that's not on Keanu because AJ is right in front of Keanu. You can't tell me that he's not seeing Keanu in front of him. It's not possible for anybody to tell me that AJ has not acknowledged that Keanu is right in front of him. It's not like he was trying to get back there. Like AJ has made a dumbfounding decision there where he didn't trust his fullback when the fullback had it covered. Titans are going to get robbed. Titans are not going to get robbed here. We just haven't been good enough. Keanu Kenny will be at the 10. And that's a good run here from Oliver Pascoe, who will bring this ball to the 20 on second tackle. Long way to go. It's only 6-0, but that doesn't mean the criticism doesn't deserve to be for now. That doesn't mean that I think that we're going to lose this game. I still think we can win this game. We were down last week as well. We were down 12-0, I think we were early doors against the Panthers and came back into it. So I'm not thinking the game is over, but the criticism needs to happen for that situation. It was not acceptable. So fifth tackle now at the 50. And oh my gosh, Adam Mahal. Oh, dude, this is one of those games, isn't it? This is one of those games. Why? Oh my gosh, Adam Mahal. I don't even know if I can respond to what I've just witnessed. I don't even know what I can respond. I don't know what I can say there. First tackle now for the Bulldogs. They're going to be at the 40. 20 minutes to go here, the first half. Hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you're new around here. I don't even know what to say with what I've just witnessed from Adam Mahal. I don't even know if that's worse than the AJ one or not. We've seen this story before. I've watched this movie many times. I've had repeat bloody movie tickets for this one. Third tackle at the 30. Titans doing what they do best, getting in their own way. That is exactly what they do. Fourth tackle now for the Bulldogs, and they're going to be at the 24. And Bailey Hayward to Lachlan Galvin. Galvin short ball, and it's going to be Jamin Salmon, who'll be fifth tackle now at the 10. 20 minutes to go here, first half. Bailey Hayward gets away. Lachlan Galvin kicks it through, and it's going to be another dropout here. Believe Blaze, you say it week after week, Dogs are only a one-half team. Do I? Do I say the Dogs are a one-half team? Are you sure? I know the Panthers are a one-half team, and I know the Roosters are arguably a one-half team, and the Broncos are definitely a one-half team, but do I say the Dogs are a one-half team? Have I ever said that? I don't know if I've ever said that about the Dogs. The Dogs are typically a no-half team. So Leo Thompson with a big run. He'll get this ball all the way to the 30 now on first tackle. Long time to go, but we are just allergic to back-to-back wins. It's amazing, Sam. It's amazing. Again, there is a long way to go, though. And yeah, look, I am going to sit here and we still support our team passionately, but like, shit me drunk and call me damn well Stacey. Like, some of the stuff that has been done here today has just been outrageous already. Crichton's going to lose the ball there. Okay, Titans, use that as a momentum shifter. Use it as a momentum shifter. Colt Sanders says, so Curse Morris kind of come on here, love it. Why wasn't he switched on? No awareness at all. We always find new ways to throw away opportunities. Absolutely. You know, like, sure, you're expecting Zane Harrison to kick that ball, but you shouldn't be expecting. You should be waiting to see exactly what's happening, because it's not like he was putting a whole bunch of emphasis into making a huge run to put pressure on the kick taker. to put pressure on the fullback who's going to be catching that ball or the winger, he was just jogging up. So it's not like he's acknowledging anything that's happening to play. It's a high tackle. Come on! Get back into it. We're going to finally get an opportunity. Curtis Moran comes from the field, and we're going to get a penalty pretty quickly here. Beautiful. Change it around here, Gold Coast. Come on. No calls in 25 minutes isn't helping either. Correct, but we will get a penalty here. And I loved the way the Titans players reacted just then. I loved the way the Titans players reacted. Yeah, exactly right. Love Pascoe and Moran firing up the boys there. Correct, up the Gold Coast Titans. So the Titans, they're going to be 35 metres out. This will be our first attacking opportunity of the game here. 42 tackled in opposition half for the Bulldogs, twice for the Titans. Short ball inside. Curtis Moran's going to be 25 metres away, second tackle. Come on, the Gold Coast. We haven't had any attacking opportunity so far. This is our first time. Zane Harrison rolls in, 15 metres away from the line, third tackle. Oliver Pascoe to Mikey Fodawaker. Tino Fatsumalawi, and Tino gets his ball inside the 10. 6 again! Come on! Come on, Gold Coast. Oliver Pascoe to Mikey Fodawaker. Fodawaker then gives it off to Curtis Moran. Moran rolls. Moran goes against his old club here. He'll be 2 metres away. Would love a try for Curtis today. Second tackle. Come on, Titans. Oliver Pascoe at the back of it, Zane Harrison. Zane Harrison to Adamaho. Make up for the mistake. Oh my God, Adama, I'm going to flip my mind. Adama, I'm going to flip my mind. He's lost the ball. I'm going to flip my mind, Adama. The work rate from him is so polar opposite week in, week out. He can be amazing, and then he can do this. We've seen that first mistake, and now we've seen this mistake. Oh my gosh, dude. Oh my gosh, man. The Bulldogs are going to be at the 30. Grego says, Adamo's doing my head in. Everyone, who's doing everyone's head in right now? Jethro Rinakama is going to be at the 40. Why is it such a polar difference? Titans stop with the arrows. This is what we do, Annie. This is what we do. This is why we said before the game started. You can never trust them. You can never trust them. You can just never trust that they're going to be able to keep it up. But again, it's only 6-0 right now. Stephen Crichton's going to kick this ball down into the corner. Come on, Keanu, get there. Keanu gets it. Beautiful. At least it's on the other side of the field to where AJ is, so we don't get him getting in the way. Get Ho off the pitch. He just does not have the quality, does he? But the thing is, someone is that he kind of does too. Like the way that he runs the ball, when he's actually focused and when he's actually invested in the game, he is actually unstoppable. But the issue is that we see games like this too much, and then you're just like, are you actually in the game right now, Adama? Like, are you actually invested in this game? Because last week he has a good game. He has a great game, obviously, against the Dragons back earlier this season where he just dominated them for a couple of tries. You know, he has those line breaks in him, but he can also have games like this that are so poor. Jaden Campbell kicks him inside the 40, and he'll come down here to the Dogs at the 20 with Jacob Kiraz. We haven't even been able to see our attack today because of that too. Seb says he's great some weeks. That's the issue with Titans packets all over the place consistently. You're 100% right. Second tackle now for the Dogs at the 28. Adlam says, get Randall back onto the edge. I don't care if he just came off. Matt Burton's going to be at the 40 on third tackle. The issue is Chris Randall's on the back row either. Oh, man. Like, I love Adama, but he's really got to wake up to himself in regards to this work rate, dude. Oh, far out. Is that Adama again? Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. I'm going to lose my mind, Adama. Adama's actually quite literally losing this game for us himself. Adama's the one who gave away that 6 again just then. Oh, my gosh, dude. Oh, my gosh. Please, we need to see if we concede here. It's another try that we've quite literally just gifted to them, but it's off of our own backs again. Third tackle at 10. Adama Howe, please, mate. Please. Please. You need to... Oh, and Josh Curran's going to score straight away. Adama Howe, I am so livid at Adama right now. I am so livid. If you aren't invested in the game, then get off the field. Get off the field if you are not invested in the game. If you are tired, get off the field. I love Adama. I want Adama to be successful here. If you are tired, get off the field. Get off the field now. If you aren't here for the work rate, get off the field. You can be an incredible player. You have just cost us this try. You've cost us an attacking opportunity. You've also given away that ball before. I am losing my mind here. I'm losing my mind with Adama Howe right now. That try does not come if Arama Howe doesn't knock the ball on the other end of the field and then proceeds to give the 6 again away on the 4th tackle. The thing is at the Gold Coast Titans is even if the pass was kind of forward, I don't even really care about that. I care about the fact that Arama is so much better than what he's showing here today. And he's so much better than what he has shown so many times this season. It's actually really, really frustrating. All you need to take a chill pill, bro. No, if you don't like it here, go elsewhere, man. That's not what we do here. This is how much I care about the club. If you don't like it, you don't have to be here. But at the end of the day, this is my reaction. And that's why people come. Because you are seeing a genuine, authentic reaction, whether you agree with it or not. And the point of the matter is that this right now is bullshit from Adam Mahol. Because we shouldn't be down by this. And then we go to the fact of AJ Brimson with the knockback. No, this is how we're going to react. Because I expect better from these players. I expect better. We see last week what they can do, and then this week, amongst other weeks, it's always our own internal errors that lose us the games. Look at the Tigers game, look at the Manly game, look at the Newcastle Knights game. Every single time, we get done because we gift errors. This is why you get angry, because you have a great game like last week. Fuck the forward pass, man. It's probably a forward pass there, Stephen Crichton, but I don't care, because we're not going to see the Dogs next week or the week after. We're going to see the Titans next week, then we're going to see the Titans the week after. And that's why I'm focusing more on our performance than on a bad call there with the no forward pass. I don't care about the forward pass right this very second. I care about the fact that we've had one try come off the back of AJ Brimson not trusting his fullback, and we've had another try off the back of 3 really, really bad plays from Adam Mahal. And that's why you lose your mind. That's why you lose your mind watching it. And if you can't handle this kind of intense commentary, which you know you're going to get in Titans games, this isn't the stream for you. We'll be a lot more chill on Broncos Roosters and we'll be a lot more chill on other games. But when it's the Titans play, I love my club and I expect better than the dribble that we've seen. They can still win this game. That's not the point. We're still seeing very hard inconsistencies with this team. We're still seeing very harsh reality really get knuckled into this team after a win against the Panthers last week. Because the Dogs have had no attack, but we've gifted them 2 free tries, man. We've gifted them 2 free tries out of quite literally nothing. Keanu Kenny gets his ball at the 5. It doesn't mean they can't win, but they absolutely deserve the criticism as we currently speak because the players who are putting in the tough efforts are seeing knock-ons and drop balls from Brimo and this kind of stuff. And that's why we react the way that we are. So 3rd tackle now for the Titans, and now they'll get this ball here to the 25. Travis says, boys, don't even need to react to people telling you to shush. It's your own team. You can do whatever you like. The rest have no say on your free speech in your own club. No, look, it is what it is, man. Like, at the end of the day, these players are all just way better, and they honestly, a lot of the players that knock on it from the Titans, and this is why you can see Jaden Campbell right now is fuming. And this is why, because there are players in this club who think the same way. It does not mean that anybody is better than them, but based off of what we've seen throughout our life, I'm telling you that it is simply not good enough right now. And Charlie Chips, for you don't need to be here, champion. So 1st tackle now for the Dogs at the 45. You don't like it, you don't need to be here. 10.5 minutes to go here the first half. Bulldogs with another offload. And now they'll be at the 50. Big Days says Titans giving out free tries like Costa giving out free samples. Exactly right, that's what happens. Silly Soldier says ineffective tackles, Gold Coast Titans 16, Canterbury Bulldogs 2. Correct. And Leo Thompson with a knock on here. Use it to change the momentum, please. You need to use this to change the momentum, please. Mark my words, says, bro, this is more embarrassing than the Manly fans saying they were playing a reserve team and then losing the game. What is this? Cole says, you're only telling the truth, Blaze. That's what I love about you. I'm telling my perspective. That doesn't mean that it's the truth. I'm telling you my truthful perspective, but that doesn't mean that it's a fact. People can take what they like from this conversation. If you don't agree with it, you don't have to agree with it. You don't have to agree with me. But what you can't say is that I'm dishonest in the way that I am speaking about this club. So that's why, as a penalty to the Titans, please use this to change around the momentum offside against the Bulldogs. Please use this to change around the momentum. If it's not for you, you don't need to be here. If it is for you, I love that you're here, and I hope you enjoy my either meltdown or my passionate getting crazy for it. I don't care if you're not really here for it. It's not my problem if you don't like it. It's not my problem if it's not for you, because at the end of the day, the Titans are my team, and I'm going to react the way that I'm going to react. So first tackle, there are a lot of people who like it. There are going to be a lot of people who don't like it. It is what it is. Curtis Morgan's going to bring this ball here to the 15, and it's going to be second tackle here for the Gold Coast. Now, please don't knock the ball on here. Please don't knock the ball on here. Please find a way here, Titans. Keanu Kenny at least put a good attacking set together. Keanu Kenny gets the offload away to Jaden Campbell. Jaden Campbell here at the 15. And JC is going to be 10 metres away now from the line. Third tackle. Third tackle. They give it out the back now to Khalees Haas. And Khalees Haas gets the offload away. Come on, Zane Harrison. A little bit broken down in the attack and play here. Oliver Pascoe to Keanu Kenny. Keanu Kenny. And it'll be fourth tackle now at the 18. Daniel says the passion's while we're here. I appreciate you, Daniel. Forward tackle now. They give it off to Zane Harrison. Zane Harrison, JC. JC can't get through. He'll be 10 metres out. Fit tackle. Good kicking opportunity here. Come on. Come on. Fit tackle option. Zane Harrison kicks it across. Good area. Jalen de Groot comes back. Knock on Dogs. It's knock on Dogs. It's going to be... I think I said knock on Titans first. I would challenge it. I didn't think that Jalen de Groot knocked that on, did he? I thought he was getting that ball backwards. Jalen de Groot is injured right now. Jal goes up. I don't think that was a knock-on from Jalen de Groot, though. Well, he knocks that ball backwards. Jalen de Groot has knocked that ball backwards. Stephen Crichton's the one who knocked that ball on. Why have we not challenged this? God bless Jalen de Groot, who's been obviously hit hard there. Sluggerama says, I think Dogs will choke in the second half, and I'm a Doggy supporter. Look, again, at the end of the day, as a Dogs fan, you just take the 2 points regardless of what happens here. Like, you're watching a Titans fan stream, so, like, don't take this to heart in regards to the reaction to Dogs. When it is Titans games, obviously, we're very much heavily focused on our team, yeah? But... right now, the Titans haven't really been in this game. And, like, the offloads, they're not locking up any of the ball. The Dogs are getting really easy offloads and really easy meters, and we're making ridiculous errors, mate. So, if you just go... You could easily just go on with this game. And I said this before the game. You can't trust the Titans, despite how well we played last week and how well we played against the Bronx for the most part. And, you know, in periods against the Tigers... you know, you just can't trust them. So, and that's why we said, like, this game could easily be a game that plays the Dogs into form. I just don't think that the 2 tries the Dogs have received have come off of really earned plays and more off of really dumb shit from the Titans, which is what we talk about all the time. Like, again, the first try comes off the back of AJ Brimson not trusting his fullback, and then the second try comes off the back of Adama Howe giving away a knock-on into a 6 again that we saw. And it's just so frustrating that this game could easily be 0-0 and one of the worst games of all time. Like, it could easily be 0-0 and one of the worst games of all time, but, you know, we're sitting here and we're down 12-0 and you get frustrated by it, yeah. Guy says, Colton Shaw, but how errors aren't giving Titans anything. That's absolutely true for sure. Can't trust doggies either. Motorized Matter says this comment has been deleted due to BKRsport not allowing. So our moderators will time people out. And the other one up there obviously deserved a bit of a timeout because this stream isn't for them. Like, they don't have to watch it. Fourth tackle now for the Titans. And they're going to be at the 35. Keanu Kenny. Oh, high tackle. Oh, Todd's not giving us that. He's going to come back and say, play the ball. Play the ball is fine if you're not calling the high tackle. Patson on for Adama. Smart choice by Hane. Oh, he took Adama Howe off? Okay. I like that from Josh Hane. And that's going to be taken by Jethro Rinakama. He'll be taken at the 12 on first tackle. 5 minutes to go here in the first half. And now they'll see Matt Burton will bring this ball here to the 20 on second tackle. Scott says goes backwards. Okay, beautiful. Beautiful. That's a knock on here from the Dogs. So Titans are going to get an attacking opportunity here right before halftime. Come on. Big Gummy Dave says Titans, the only team good enough to play the perfect game and beat the best team against all the odds in the world, only to then forget everything they did and shoot the bed the very next week. That is true. But there's a long way to go here, man. There's a long way to go. Criticism is still fair, but there's still a long way to go. All right, so the Titans here, 20 metres out. And it'll be Jaden Campbell off to Philip Sami. And Philip Sami is going to be 18 metres away here from the line. First tackle Oh, if it wasn't for those two silly plays, this game would be so damn well close right now. Second tackle. It's still only 12, though, but gosh, it's been a painful 36 minutes. 15 metres away, they go to the right to Zane Harrison. Zane Harrison underneath to Curtis Moran. He's going to be 10 metres away, third tackle. Come on. Come on, Titans. Oliver Pascoe gives it across now to Zane Harrison. Harrison now to Beau Firma, and Beau Firma's going to be 12 metres out, fourth tackle. Come on, looks like he has a black eye. Yeah, I think something happened earlier in the game. Zane Harrison, short ball to Josh Paxton. And Josh Paxton's going to be 3 metres away from the line now, fifth tackle. Oliver Pascoe goes quickly. Oh, I think he scored. I think it's a try. Check it, check it, check it. I think that's a try. I think he scored here. I think this angle from behind just showed that this is on the line. They're going to check this. Todd Smith's he's going to call this a no try because he can't see it. I can completely agree with the referee's decision to call this a no try, but I think Oliver Pascoe gets this try. I think that he gets his try. This angle is not going to show. We have to look at the behind angle. Goes quickly, unless he's short. Oh, no, he's well short, and then he's going to reach. Yeah, it's going to be double movement. It's going to be double movement. Referee, Bunker, you should be calling that as a penalty. You shouldn't be just saying it's a complete tackle. With all due respect, you should actually be penalising the Titans for that. Slugorama says, I think that is true of both these teams. The only teams to beat the Panthers, and it is the highlight of both their season. Yeah, that is true, man. That you are right. It makes more sense for the Titans, though, because we didn't have any expectations coming to this year, whilst the Dogs obviously did have quite a lot of expectations coming to this year. It was a nice little attempt there from Oliver Pascoe. You can't hate the attempt. He nearly got there, but at the end of the day, the Dogs now, they're going to be first tackle, and they're going to be 4 metres away from their own line. Had Adam Maho on my bets tonight, really regretting that now. Look, man, hopefully he comes in with the second half with an intention to go against the errors that he made in the first half. Hopefully he comes on with an absolute firestorm in that second 40. You know, at the end of the day, it was absolutely dribble from him, but we know what he can do. So if he can actually focus and do what he does, then he can still fire up for your bet, mate. He can still fire up here to help the Titans win, but unfortunately, this first half was just awful. So the Titans now, Keanu Kenny bobbles that one, but he's going to bring it out to the 25. Look at Keanu moving around, gives up to Jojo Fafita. And Jojo now to about the 27 or so. Oh, that's a penalty for past the horizontal. Oh, okay, cool. They're lucky to get away with that one. That's usually called past horizontal every single day of the week. And now Beau Firma is going to bring this ball here to the 35. I don't understand that's not a penalty, Roger, either. Third tackle at the 40. They get it across now to Tino. Tino off to Zane Harrison. Zane Harrison off to Keanu Kenny. Oh, he's been rocking a tackle there, and nobody is. Oh, gets the offload away to Zane Harrison. Oh, we're back at the 30, though. They get this ball across here to Jaden Campbell. Jaden Campbell moves, and he'll be taken out at the 35. Maybe a high tackle there. Stephen Crichton, he's grabbing at his right shoulder here. God bless him. I hope he's okay. Penalty to the Titans. Come on. God bless Stephen Crichton, man. You can see that he's really feeling pain with his right shoulder. You don't want to see that. 2 minutes to go here the first half. 2 minutes to go here. Keanu Kenny. Yeah, it's a left shoulder actually from Stephen Crichton. I thought he was dragging his right. But Titans 45 metres out. Or is he saying neck? So that's why. Because I thought it was his right shoulder that was done. But maybe it would be... Yeah, maybe his neck. Oh, jeez, it's pouring down rain here. Keanu Kenny gets it off here to Oliver Pascoe. And Oliver Pascoe's going to be 44 metres away from the line. Come on, they give it off here to Curtis Moran, and Curtis Moran now is going to be at the 33 on second tackle. A try here would change this game dramatically. It would change this game so dramatically if you can get a try here. AJ Brimson make up for your mistake before. 25 metres out, third tackle. Third tackle. Out to Zane Harrison. Zane Harrison at the back now to Keanu Kenny. Short ball to Josh Paxton. Oh, he nearly had a pass back to Keanu. He gets the offload away at the back to Keanu. Keanu Kenny here at the 15. Thinks about a little bit of a kick. Doesn't do it. Gives it up to Jaden Campbell. Jaden Campbell kicks his ball through. Not the play. Not the play at all. Not the play at all. Not the play at all. I don't hate the attempt, but also not the play at all. Not the play at all, man. So it's going to be Bulldogs ball here at the 5. Oh, and then Michael Anna says that's the Dogs defense. Like, the bros kicked it straight to Jacob Kiraz, mate. Settle down. Third tackle now for the Dogs at the 20. It just didn't have anywhere near enough power on that kick there from JC. Well, at the end of the day, it's only going to be a 12-0 lead at halftime. Oh, they're dropping the ball. It's going to be Titans' chance here. They're going to knock on. Pack the scrum quickly with 25 seconds to go here. Pack the scrum quickly. Pack the scrum quickly. You got 20 seconds. 19, 18, 17, 16. Pack the scrum quickly. 15. It's already been 10 seconds. 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8. No, 9 seconds. McInnes has been riding the Dogs all game. Well, he's an ex-Dogs player, so you expect that. Draz, that kick probably wasn't on. It was on, he just didn't have enough power behind it. So Titans are going to have 9 seconds to maybe do something here. 25 metres away. They go to the right-hand side of Zane Harrison. Zane Harrison underneath here. JC, Jalen DeGroot kicks his ball through, and that's going to go over the sideline. That's that first half done. Well, yeah, look, you're right there. Someone. Tough first half. Very, very tough first half to watch from a Titans perspective. There is a positive and there is a pro, and that pro is that the Titans are only down 12-0 right now. The con is, my gosh, some of those plays in that first half were absolutely horrific. Some of the mistakes that the Titans made in that first half, it honestly would be 0-0 right now had we not seen what Adam Rahal did for those couple of plays that allowed the Dogs to easily score, which was on his side too, mind you. And then also the A.J. Abrams mistake. The 2 tries the Dogs have scored have directly come off of the back of Titans errors, as we speak about every week. Against the Brisbane Broncos for the Gold Coast Titans. Against the Broncos, we saw all of the Broncos tries come directly off of errors. The only way Titans concede is off of their own errors, which they make far too many of. They just make far too many. And that's what puts us behind in games. If we can hold the ball, we can win the game. We don't hold the ball. We never hold the ball, man. So let's get into these halftime stats. I'm sure they're going to be interesting here, guys. So let's get into the halftime stats and read through them. Obviously, do me a favor, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe if you're new around here. Reminder for people, if you are not into intense commentary during a passionate Titans fans commentary, it's not for you. You don't need to be here. But if you do enjoy it and you love the ups and downs of it all, then it's great to have you, and I appreciate you for tuning in. But again, if you don't like it, you just don't simply have to be here. We'll survive without you for the time being. But the Titans, they're on 0. The Bulldogs are on 12. This is at CLS Super Stadium on the Gold Coast. The tries, Jethro Rinakama and Josh Curran were 2 from 2 in the conversions from Stephen Crichton. Jeez, you know, the Titans have given... Oh, you know what's crazy here? The Titans have a 90% completion rate. That's wild to me. Possession is 46% to the Titans, 54% here to the Bulldogs. It is slightly an advantage of the Dogs, but confidently enough. You know, that's a pretty confident lead, their possession-wise for the Bulldogs at 54%. Now, time of possession is 14 minutes and 9 seconds from the Titans, 16 minutes and 19 seconds for the Bulldogs. 25 minutes is the threshold. You're seeing a very healthy chunk here. That's 30 minutes and 28 seconds. That's 5.5 minutes more than the threshold, which means you're seeing plenty of footy here. Completion rate, 80% is what you're looking for. I cannot believe it, but the Titans at 90% here. 19 from 21, which shows to you right now that the only reason they're down right now is due to their errors. Because 90% is a phenomenal completion rate from the Gold Coast. It is an unbelievable completion rate, but yet they're still down 12-0. And the 2 tries that they've scored, obviously I talked about the errors. So 90% is unbelievable from the Titans, but... you know, it is what it is. Completion rate, 78% for the Bulldogs. They're slightly below the 80% they need. 18 from 23. So it's not exactly great, but it's serviceable. You know, you're not complaining too much with that one, but you would like to be seeing it get above the 80% marker. You really would. You'd like to be seeing it get above the 80% marker. We go to the attack runs-wise. 102 runs here for the Titans. There's a clear leader here. 102 runs for the Titans for 713 run meters. So that means that you would be looking for 1,020 meters on the 10 meters per run on average that you would be looking for. 1,020. So that means that they are currently 307 meters behind the 10 meters on average per run right now. They're not running the ball hard enough. The Bulldogs are restricting them. They're constricting them nicely, and the Titans just simply haven't been good enough in regards to the run meter department. They're not making anywhere near enough meters. 307 meters behind on the 10 meters on average per run is absolutely awful. 102 for 713 is not good enough. But for the Dogs, they're at 110 for 1,014 metres. Now, we say all the time, even though, they are actually past the 10 metres an average per run that you're looking for, but they're past 1,000 metres. If you can ever get 1,000 metres, it doesn't matter if you're 1,014 for 470 runs. If you get past 1,000 metres, you've had a really, really good half. 1,014 metres is... actually, no, it would be 1,100 is what they'd be looking for. So that'd be 86 metres behind the 10 metres an average per run. Right, so that is a 307 for the Titans compared to 86 there for the Bulldogs. So the Bulldogs are dominating the run metre department. Dominating it. Post-contact metres, 238 here for the Titans. It's not good enough. 377 for the Bulldogs is unbelievable from the Bulldogs. That is special stuff from Canterbury. That is really good stuff. 377. If you can hit 300 post-contact metres, it's a very successful half. They got 377. They're wiping the floor with the Gold Coast right now. Wiping the floor with them. It's just way too easy. You are allowing the Bulldogs to just wipe the floor with you right now, Gold Coast. I can't wait till we get down to the offload department. Line breaks 2-0 to the Bulldogs. It's nothing special, but it's still healthy there for the Dogs. Tackle breaks, 18 for the Dogs, 12 for the Titans. With all the defense the Titans would have had to do there, 18 is not too bad, but it's still above the average. Average set distance, I'm actually surprised it's even here. But 25 metres and below is pathetic. 25 to 30 is disgusting. 30 to 35 is underwhelming. 35 to 40 is hitting the marker. 40 to 45 is great. 45 to 50 is fantastic. And 50 plus is essentially perfect. Well, 34.6 here for the Titans is underwhelming. I'm surprised that it's up here because I haven't been feeling like they've been getting that many metres, but 34.6 here is underwhelming. Is below the threshold of 35. You want to be seeing them above 35. They're at 34.6. That is underwhelming. The Bulldogs are at 44.13. They are an entire 10 metres on an average set above where the Titans are. They're in the great category. They're moving the ball really, really well. 10 metres in advance is fantastic. Average play the ball speed. 3.19 below is extremely fast. 3.2 to 3.39 is fast. 3.4 to 3.59 is average. 3.6 to 3.79 is slow. And 3.8 and above is extremely slow. 3.42 seconds here for the Titans is normal. It's nothing too shabby at all, really. It's only 0.07 seconds behind the Bulldogs at 3.35, who's in the fast, whilst the Titans are in the average category, but it's not too separate there. Offloads-wise, 13 for the Dogs, 8 for the Titans. I don't believe that. They had 7 offloads in the first 10 minutes of this game. I don't believe they only had 6 more offloads for the rest of that 30 minutes. I don't know if that's going to be correct. I would like to see what the broadcast, because the broadcast and the NRL.com are always different. But anyway, 13 to 8 offloads-wise, Bulldogs way. Then you go to the forced dropouts, 2-0 for the Dogs. Means they've been putting the attack and pressure on. 60% kick defusal for the Dogs, 73% here for the Titans. And then we get to the defensive side of things. And oh my gosh. I'm in pain looking at the ineffective tackles here. Oh my gosh. If you're a stats nerd and you love stats, then please block your ears, because the Titans' ineffective tackles is insane, dude. So 83.85% here for the Titans is awful. 85% and below is awful. 85% to 88% is underwhelming. 88% to 90% is hitting the marker, and 90% and above is essentially perfect. 83.85% here is not good enough. It's awful. 218 tackles made is 38 tackles made above the 160 to 180 average rating. 218 is a lot of tackles. So that with that 218 tackles made, the 18 missed tackles is not that bad. 15 to 17 is the average. They've made 38 more tackles than the average tackles made. 18 tackles missed, which is only one more than the average, is actually okay. It's now been dropped down to 17. So the effective tackle percentage is up to 84.17% now, which is still in the awful category. But missed tackles is 17. So on the average, through a whopping amount of tackles made, 24 missed tackles is insane. That is above the average by 17. 5 to 7 ineffective tackles is average. They are at 24 ineffective tackles. That is nuts, dude. That is nuts. And when you combine the missed tackles with the ineffective tackles, that is 34. That is 41 bad tackles in the first half. That's over a bad tackle per minute. For a Titans defense that has been so much better this year, that is so poor. And then you go to the Dogs at 88.6%. They're hitting the marker. They're doing a solid job. At 202 tackles made, is 22 tackles made above the above the average of 160 to 180. 12 missed tackles is below the average of 15 to 17 by 3. Ineffective tackles is 14. It's really high, but it's not 24. 5 to 7 is the average. They're at 14, so they've doubled the average. So that's 26 bad tackles from the Dogs in the first half, but still a really healthy 202 tackles made. 88.6 makes sense, but the 84.17% comes directly from the ineffective tackles. Comes directly from it, because 17 is not that bad with 218 tackles made. Now, in regards to errors, 3 and below is really good, 4 to 6 is average, and 7 above is awful. 5 errors apiece right now, both in the average category. And then you go to the penalties conceded. 3-0 against the Dogs. That's getting up there from them. Ruck infringements, 1-0 against the Titans. Inside 10 metres is 1-1. Then on reports is 1-0. Right now, you are just leaning towards the Dogs winning this game. Right now, you're saying that things shouldn't change around. Obviously, I'm going to believe that my team goes into the dressing rooms. Josh Hannay grabs them, by each of them by the shirt, and then just uppercuts them and says, get out there and play the brand of footy that we know that you can damn well play, because this right now hasn't been good enough. The run meters aren't there. The post-contact meters aren't there. The line breaks aren't there. The missed tackles are there. The ineffective tackles are definitely there. The errors are still there. All this kind of stuff is there, but you know what's missing? A little bit of damn well ticker right now, and that's why I loved that JC got angry before, and I loved that Oliver Pascoe and Curtis Moran were firing the boys up after a penalty before. This is what we need. This is what we need at this club. But it's only 12-0. So I'm going to still sit here, and I'm still going to try and sell you a dream that Titans win this game, but I don't trust it. But at the end of the day, I love my club, and I'm going to back in my club. So it's 12-0 to the Dogs, and we have to just wait and see how this second half is going to get on. Colt Center says we are not out of it, but we have to lift big time. Absolutely. We aren't out of it right now. There's a long way to go here, but the criticism is still fair. The criticism is still there for what we have seen. That doesn't mean they can't change it around and make us all happy. Casey says, all I've heard all game is Dogs lucky to get away with that. Oh, unlucky to the Titans there. Yes, it's our own fault. We are down, but come on, we are getting no love from the refs. I've also said this, though. I said for a long time that the Titans weren't getting any love from the refs, but it's also a very difficult sell, because you've got to remember that the Titans have 3 penalties here and the Dogs have had 0. So whilst I agree with you, the Titans aren't getting as much as they probably should, the fact of the matter is that we're 3-0 up on the penalty count, so we're benefiting from that. So yeah, again, whilst I get your criticism, let's also put in perspective that they've not received a penalty and we've had 3 for us. Fletch says, come on, boys. Big second half coming up. Hopefully, Fletch. A long way to go. Tasman says, the Titans' defense is too passive, allowing teams to make too many meters because causing the Titans to always get trapped in their own half most of the game. This is not a bad thought process. You know, at the end of the day, we weren't insulting the Titans' defense last week, though. So the Titans' defense against the Panthers came up trumps massively. Obviously, this game from the start, the energy didn't look like it was there. The Bulldogs, on paper, are a much better team than us, right? So they've come in here. They've still gotten super lucky at who they're playing, but they've come in here, and this is a team they could easily use as a platform and a diving board to really put themselves up on high before they crash later. But they're using us as a platform to put themselves back into form, which is what so many teams have done over the years. So many teams have damn well done it over the years. So, it's expected. This is unfortunately expected, but I just know the Titans are better than what they're showing right now. I know I know that they've been a lot better. That they can be a lot better than what they've seen this game, and that's why we bounce back and bite back at people in the chat who go, some people hate the reactions. Like, I saw the comment about being a child before, and I'm just like, if you think it's a child, then that's up to you, bro. At the end of the day, this is how we're going to react. If you don't like it, I don't have to be here. But we bite back at people who say, like, oh, well, let's see you go out there and do better. And it's like, it's not about that. Like, I'm shit. I'm not a rugby league player. I've never tried and pretended to be a rugby league player. I never was ever anywhere close to these guys, right? These guys absolutely shit on me. Even the worst player of all time in rugby league was still a professional player compared to me. But when you watch the game all your life, you have players to compare them to. You have players across the competition, across eras that you compare them to. So you do have an idea of what you're talking about, regardless of the fact that you can't play as good as that person. Adamaho himself will know that he's criticised for that first half. Adamaho himself would be disappointed in himself in that first half. I don't know how AJ feels because he doesn't watch rugby league unless he's forced to with the team itself in his workplace, right? He doesn't watch footy outside of that, which is ridiculous. But the point of the matter is that the players know when they're not having a good game. So when fans come out and get upset, if you are coming out and insulting a player's character, at no point have we ever insulted the player's characters here from the Titans, and I never would because I know they're good dudes. But if you insult a player's character, that's the problem, and that's the issue. If you insult their playing ability, if you are doing it for the intention of you want to see them do better, it is fine. But if you are doing it because you just don't like a player, that's a problem. You have to critique in the intention that you want to be proven wrong. If Adamaho comes out here in the second half and has an absolute blitzing second half, I will be so happy. And everybody, it was the same thing with Jensen, God bless him for his injury. But if Jensen had to come back into this team and performed and proved me wrong, I would love that because the intention is that I want our team to be the best it can be. It's not about me, but I am here to provide an opinion, and I'm going to provide that opinion. So as long as you understand the intention, it is okay. Just don't insult a person's character. The Dingo says, I'm sorry, bro. These type of performances must be even more frustrating when you can see what the Titans can do last week. Hope they can turn it around in the second half for the sanity of you and the fans. Yeah, absolutely, mate. It's a long way to go here. But the second half has started. Hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. Jeff says, Titans are pinned for 20 minutes. They did well and only 12-0. Fit tackle option poor. Twice caught on fit tackle. Seeking Titans to score first in the second half. Well, we'll see, man. We'll see. Titans did well in the first half would be a stretch. I think there were aspects of the first half where they could have easily been down by more, but luckily the Bulldogs are also a team that can't score. They don't usually score over 20 points, so that benefits us here today. We were very ill-disciplined in the first half, but at least we didn't give away penalties. But it's just the Adamaho incident. If Adamaho doesn't do what he does, and AJ Brimson didn't do what he did, this game would be 0-0, or we could have found a way to take the lead. The Bulldogs haven't done anything to really earn this lead. We have gifted them and given them this lead. And that's the most frustrating part about it because we're not getting completely... we are getting outplayed in certain areas, but it's because we're allowing it to happen. I have to pop my ears. We're allowing the Bulldogs... We're making the Bulldogs look like the greatest team at a competition right now. And Dogs fans understand where I'm coming from here. It's not using you to shit on... I'm not shitting on your club. I'm just saying that observing your club throughout this year, you've been really poor. You've all agreed with me on all the dog streams and whatnot. Now they come up against my team and it's really coming, to fruition here in this game where they haven't been great, but the Titans are allowing them to look like the Dogs of last year again. So they'll kick that ball up here. Zane Harrison, the chase through here from AJ Brimson is good. That's knocked back here from the Dogs, and kind of Tracy will get it. And Tracy will get smashed back here at the 10 from Jaden Campbell. Are you showing that pass? Going to miss 24 tackles for you. Told that was a no good sign. Told you that was not a good sign. Well, of course it wasn't a good sign, man. What do you mean told you? And they get the offload to Bailey Hayward. So the offloads have started again in the second half. They're not wrapping the ball up. Matt Burton's going to be taken down here at the 35 on third tackle. Might need... How about Jared Gray, Bunnies Jr., signing a 3-year deal with the Giants as an O-lineman? Well, good luck to him. Mark says, we're going to ignore that. Fourth tackle here at the 45, and Bailey Hayward's going to give it off to... I'm not too sure who this is here for the Dogs. Is that Kurt Mann? Fit tackle here at the 45. Who's the 14 for the Dogs? I can't recognise him with that white head here. And, Keanu, bro. Oh, Keanu under the high ball is just diabolical. I don't know why he can't catch a ball to save his life, man. I love you, Keanu. I don't know why you can't catch a ball to save your life. He is Kurt, man. Thank you, Mitchell. Galvin. And it's going to be Josh Curran now who brings this ball here to the 13 on first tackle. Oh, why can't he fix this? Why can't he fix this part of his game here, Keanu Kenny? Second tackle here at the 5. And Bailey Hayward goes out to the left to Kurt Mann. Kurt Mann to Lachlan Galvin. Galvin now, Crichton. Crichton's going to run this ball himself and he'll be taken down 2 meters out. Good work there from Zane Harrison and Jojo Fafita to lock him down. Matt Burton goes for a quick scoop, but Jojo Fafita wraps him up nicely. Jojo is so unreal, bro. He's so unreal. And now the Bulldogs. Hapoi offloads the ball at the back to Lachlan Galvin. Galvin steps back. He doesn't know what he's doing here. I don't know why he kicks that ball through. Oh, no way. Luckily, it's going to be a dropout. Oh, my gosh. Come on, Titans, please defend. It's crazy to think Moses has lost all his milestone games. I could not give a shit about Mitchell Moses right now, man. 35 minutes to go here in this game. It's 12-0 to the Dogs, and a short grubber nearly pays up for Lachlan Galvin, but it's going to be a dropout. And Jacob Kiraz has come off the field here. God bless him, man. You don't want to see that. You want to see the best players out there. At the very least, Stephen Crichton's not injured, and he's still stayed out there despite him grabbing at his shoulder before. Bulldogs will beat the 33. Yeah, they're trying real hard to win his tip, mate. Real hard. The Dogs, they're going to beat the 20. It's a forward pass, is it? Is that a forward pass? Oh, he's dropped the ball into Tino, apparently. So it's going to be Titans ball. We'll take it. We'll take it. Oh, it just takes one little change in the game. He's lost the ball into Tino. We just need one little momentum changer here. It is only a 12-point game. Just get one little momentum changer. That's all we're asking. One try is only going to be down by 1. All right, so the Titans now. Phil Sumby, high tackle penalty, surely. I don't know why we're not getting a high tackle with that. You could see Philip Summy grimace at that one. Bo Furman's going to bring this ball with some good post contact at 42. Like that. Troy, I'm not going to lie to you, bro. Your tip, like, the Titans don't care about your tip, my man. Like, I get it. It means a lot to you, but right now, it's not about your tip. Left-hand side, Philip Sami. Philip Sami is going to beat the 35. The only reason I say that is because you're now commenting multiple times about your tip, and it's like, at the end of the day, man, I can promise you that Jaden Campbell is not thinking about Troy Fitzsimmons' tip, and if that's the be-all and end-all of getting the win. Keanu Kenny is going to bring this ball now to the 30 on fifth tackle. Got a couple of post-contact there from Keanu. Oliver Pascal, Zane Harrison. Come on, let's get a good kick up here and put a little bit of pressure on. The chase is okay, but Con Tracy gets it. Couldn't do too much there, Jojo. Come on, Titans, you have this. Jess, we're going to need a little bit of have a little faith in me from last week, really, because the first half we blew up. That's good, Troy. Appreciate you for getting around the Titans. Third tackle now at the 25. And now Jamin Salmon is going to get this ball here to the 30 on fourth tackle. Oh, Seb's done it. Bailey Hayward to Kurt Mann. And this is at least good defense here from the Titans in the second half. We're keeping them in their own area rather than allowing them to make huge meters. 30-meter gain's not bad. It's going to be played out here by Bowen unless AJ gets it. Oh, he just turns his back? Well, that's inconsistent. I'll take it. I will take it, but that is an inconsistent call there from Todd Smith. I will take it, but that is an inconsistent call there from Todd Smith. This should be that. Well, to be fair, but they do call that as played at because he's still putting himself into a pressure situation by putting himself in front of the ball. That's a risky 50-50 call there that we've been very lucky to get, but I've seen that called as a played at because he's been in the area of the kick. But we take it. We take it. And, nearly a high tackle there. Josh Passon. Oh, he might stay down here. I think they may even call this as a hippie. They may call this as a hip drop here. Josh Patson's tough to get straight back up there. Burton's a little bit worried, you can see. And Oh, he's come down the back of his legs here. This will be interesting for Matt Burton. Oh, this will be interesting here for Matt Burton. Yep, it's on penalty. Yeah, it's on report. So it's just a penalty for the Titans. We'll take it. Old mate's tip is nothing but my $80 for Bulldogs win tonight needs celebrating. Fuck your $80. How about that? So the Titans are going to get this ball here at the 30. Come on. So Keanu Kenny underneath to Cleese Haas. And Cleese Haas gets an offload away to Tino. Good to see Tino acknowledge that he's still playing and is still there and doesn't make a mistake there. JC is going to be at the 30 on first tackle. And Curtis Moran. Titans chant goes up in the crowd. Second tackle. Curtis Moran will be taken back to the 24. Like, he called hell to the 20, but sure. Zane Harrison back underneath now to Tino. And Tino, can he get the offload away? He can't. Be at the 20 on third tackle. Oliver Pascoe, Zane Harrison, JC, come on, Keanu, oh, over the top. Jojo with the 10. Jojo still going in 5 metres out. Come on, Gold Coast, 4 tackle. 4 tackle, they give it out to Keanu Kenny. Keanu Kenny up to Zane Harrison. Zane Harrison to Cleese Haas is a bit flat on the attack here. Jaden Campbell now. Jaden Campbell, no JC, no JC. What the fuck, JC? No JC, no JC, no JC, no. No JC, no, bro. Oh, the right-hand side looked unreal. We go out to the left-hand side, and JC's just... Yeah, Josh is saying the same thing as me, man. Third tackle now here for the Dogs, and Bailey Hayward to Lipboy or Boy, and Boy is going to be the 42 now on fourth tackle. 30 minutes to go of the game here, folks. Hit that thumbs up button, subscribe if you're new around here. Galvin and Josh Curran. Josh Curran out to Matt Burton, and Matt Burton's going to be taken down here at the 35 on fifth tackle. All right, so they're going to get this ball. Keanu Kenny, please get the ball. He does get the ball. So Keanu Kenny is going to get this ball out now to the 30. We'll take it. And now they'll go out to the left. And Titans will bring it out now to the 40. Phil Sami. Oliver Pascoe to Keanu Kenny. And Keanu Kenny out to the 50 on third tackle. Still time, man. Still time. And Jojo is going to get this ball to the 40. Involve yourself in the conversation, Motorized. You're on a pretty one-way tick at the moment. Fifth tackle here at the 30. You've got a one-way ticket to Clownville coming up very soon for you, champion. Zane Harrison's going to kick that ball across. Phil Sami comes through, knocks it back. AJ, is that played at? I don't think it's going to be played at, so we get fifth tackle. Well, Bo's going to throw that ball back there. They're not going to claim it as played at. No, Motorized Madness is asking to get hidden from the channel, Scott James. He's not asking to get timed out. He knows what he's doing. Well, he stuck a leg out there in Aratuala. This should be a Titans ball here. That should have been Titans ball. That should have been a 6 again. That should have been a 6 again there. He does play at that ball in Aratuala. 100% he extended his leg there. Whilst the Titans haven't deserved it this game, he's lost the ball, and they're going to call penalty. Then they're going to give them the penalty. So they'll give the penalty to them, but they won't give us the 6 again. That's a double whammy. So you call the penalty for an illegal steal against the Titans, but you won't call the played out kick there. And Oliver Pascoe, his hand is around it. Like, he's got no other choice to call that. But, like, at the end of the day, that is... It's just poor that we should have had the ball. We should have had the ball there. They need the Dogs to win to keep them in the finals contention. Titans will never win this game. Like, at the end of the day, there's definitely been some poor calls here, but we also just haven't been good enough. Knock on there from the Dogs. Come on, Gold Coast, the 50. Come on, knock on from the Dogs. The Titans get the ball back at the 50. You're right, footy dad. There's nothing wrong with you, man. Like, I know your intention. And that guy's been commenting throughout the entire stream trying to get a reaction, mate. So that's why I react to him that way. You're completely sweet in regards to supporting your Dogs. At the end of the day, you're supporting your team and you've got to bet on it. Obviously, you know how I'm going to reply to you, but I'm completely aware of you, mate. Don't worry. All right, so they go to left-hand side, AJ Brimson. AJ Brimson down the left-hand side of the 20. At the 20, go AJ. Should have passed that ball. 5 metres out now, second tackle. They get this ball. Sam Verrills off to Jaden Campbell. Jaden Campbell gets it across now to Zane Harrison. Zane Harrison to Tino. And Tino now at the 18, at the 15. And it'll be third tackle now. 15 metres away from the line. They go out to the left. Keanu Kenny to AJ Brimson. Quick passing. Go, Sammy! Go, Sammy! Come on! Come on, baby! Fuck your bet, motorised madness. Try time for the Titans. It is 12 points to 4 with a kick to come. Come on, baby. Titans are in. 27 minutes to go here of the game. 12-4 to the Bulldogs. Acidics Ankle says, I really had confidence in the Titans on a 13+ here today with a little bit of form. In defence, they showed that the attack has been so lacklustre tonight. Yeah, 100%. So just a clarification for why we said that. Motorised Madness has been spamming the chat saying, I got money on the Titans to go scoreless. Let's go, doggies. I'm glad you lost your money. Oh, it's spectacular, really. It is so horn dog material. Try confirm, by the way, just for you there, sweetheart. Casey says, I hate to be that guy to blame everything on the rest, but this game has been a shock for the Titans getting any sort of call. Agree, but again, we haven't been good enough, but we're still in the game now. That's a good pass there from AJ. He's had a rough one tonight, AJ, but that's a good little pass across there to Philip Sami. Come on. Jay just says, drop my phone when I heard you screaming. It was worth it. Go, Sammy. Come on, Gold Coast. Get yourselves back in it. Get yourselves back in it. By the way, just hide Motorised. He's just here to get a reaction. And there's your reaction, but I don't care about giving it to you. Shane Young says, come on, Titans. Lift, extending the leg as a penalty every day. Yeah, that should have happened earlier. Big kick here for JC, though. Really want to get this kick. I really want to get this kick. And, oh, geez, he's missed that badly. Oh, boy, dude, that's really poor. So 12-4 here with 26 minutes to go here at the game. Now, if there's one person in the back line other than Kenny that I didn't want to lose, it was Sammy, such an underrated player this year. He's been very good this year for the Titans. I hope he really kicks on with the Dragons, man. I really do. I hope he kicks on with the Dragons. He's a good player. I really hope he kicks on with the Drags. If Bulldogs somehow, some way don't win this, considering the possession and Titans first in themselves would be something, it'd be amazing, bro. It'd be just insane to see. Clayton says, my wife was like, why are you watching this when you have a KO account? Because you're not going to see Blocker Roach doing this on the camera because some dude lost his bet on Titans to go scoreless. That's why, Clayton. That's why. Oh, boy. So Titans here at the 15. But how good would that be to hear Blocker Roach doing that to the camera? How good would that be? It'd be beautiful. To be fair, Michael Innes never wears pants during Panthers games, so we don't want a camera in the commentary box. And now it's going to be Khalees Haas, and Khalees Haas gets his ball to the 30. Cheryl says, I need Titans 13+, bro. Titans are not winning this game 13+, man. Curtis Moran, short ball into the line. Josh Patson, he's been good since coming on. Josh Patson for mine, he's been working hard. Oh, could have argued a 6 again there as well. Keanu Kenny. Why is there no set restart? Even Michael Innes just said that should have been a set restart for the Titans. The Doggers are getting away with murder in the ruck right now, by the way. Charged down by Josh Curran. Get the ball, Titans. Come on. That's 6 again. Let's go, Gold Coast. Come on, Keanu. Keanu at the 40. At the 35. 33 metres out of the line. It's going to be first tackle after the charge down. Yeah, ball don't lie. Exactly right. Should have been 6 again. Titans now 25 metres out. Good offload there. Khalees Hart, Sam Verrills, Curtis Moran. Moran gets the offload away. Sam Verrills to Zane Harrison. Be calm with it, boys. You've got a long time to go here. 24.5 minutes to go. Be calm with it. Sam Verrills goes to the left-hand side of Jaden Campbell. JC to Tino, Fasil Malawi. And Tino will be at the 20. Come on, Titans. Turn the tide. Turn the tide. They go to the left. AJ Brimson. They're killing this left-hand side. Bowie Firma! Bowie! No fucking way, Bowie Firma. No way has he not scored that. No way has he not scored that. No way has Bowie Firma not scored that. That makes me sick. No way has he not scored that. That is such a good kick from AJ Brimson. Oh my gosh, dude. Oh my gosh. He's knocked the ball on. He's knocked the ball on. Oh my gosh. He should have scored that every day of the week, man. Gregor says there's the weekly Firma knock on. You have to laugh, dude. You do. You just have to laugh. No way has he not scored that try just then. That was a brilliant kick from AJ. That would have really made up that mistake in the first half. Draz says, not even too mad that Bo. That is a good tackle. I'm mad at Bo, and it's a good tackle. First tackle now for the Dogs of the 10. Genuine rage bait in footy terms. Yeah, 100%. As soon as he picked that ball up, I thought he was guaranteed a try. Like, it's a good tackle, but also Bo should still be holding that ball and still should be probably scoring there. But if he doesn't score, just don't knock the ball on. Like, oh, man. Stephen Crichton, 4 tackle at 35. At the very least, we've been the better team in the second half. But again, just those errors are killing us again. If you don't laugh at your team, you'll cry. Exactly right, Annie. Exactly right. Fifth tackle now at the 40. And it's going to be Connor Tracy. They get it out to Lachlan Galvin. And Galvin's going to kick that ball down to the 15. And Keanu Kenny, he runs backwards slightly. And it'll be at the 22 on first tackle. Jalen de Groot, he'll take it out to the 30 now on second tackle. Oh, you would have been feeling so much better if we had got that conversion. It would only be a 1 converted try game. 2 tries, it's just like, you've backed the attacking for that. But we are finding some good space on that left side for sure. Underneath it to Keanu Kenny, and Keanu Kenny gets this ball to the 45 and 4 tackle. I just hate that we've had to find our feet down 12-0. You know, and now we're putting in a significant effort here. The Dogs getting tired of what's going on here because the Dogs are slipping and the Titans are making a lot more meters on their sets. And it's going to be Jaden Campbell who's going to put this ball down. AJ Brimson chasing it through. And Anari Tuala is going to grab this ball at the 10 and it'll be taken down at the 15 on first tackle. St. James Graham's 24-hour live stream for Jaya has raised 150k. That's awesome to see, bro. You love to see that. You love to see that. Just want to make Titans playing good footy. No. No, sure, no. No, sure, no, don't do this. No. We're not. Oh, that's 4 pass. That's a 4 pass. Come on, a Gold Coast. Use it. Use it here. 20 metres out. Come on, it's a 4 pass to the Titans. Sean, don't rage bait me, mate. Don't rage bait me saying Titans are playing good footy. Don't rage bait me. But, you know, we're still in this game. We're still in this game, and if we can find a way to steal this 2 points from a team that doesn't even necessarily deserve it themselves, like Dogs haven't been great themselves. Come and start another bloke that's only been watching Dragons games. Wait, what are you saying? What, are you talking to me? Another bloke that's only watching Dragons games. Me, I watch every single game. Who are you talking about? Oh, you talking about Sean with the Titans playing good footy? Yeah, if you compare it to the Dragons, sure. So they'll go to the left. Sam Verrills on the Jaden Campbell, and Jaden Campbell's going to be at the 20 here on first tackle. 20 minutes to go the game here, folks. Hit that thumbs up button, subscribe. We've been finding some good space on this left wing. Go through the middle here and then come back out to the left would be nice. Khalees Haas, he's going to be 15 metres away from the line, second tackle. Second tackle, and they'll go to the right to Zane Harrison. Zane Harrison, short ball to Moeaki Fodawaker. Fodawaker's going post-contact. Post-contact, 3 minutes away, hit third tackle. Third tackle. Short ball, Curtis Moran. Oh, they wrapped him up really, really quickly there. C8 band, you're like on a real quick way to get in time out for the rest of the game. And that's going to be a knock on here from Curtis Moran. Oh, bro. We keep getting opportunities and we keep throwing them away with knock-ons. C8, you're this thin, bro. This thin. But a drop ball there from Curtis Moran. And just as we're getting some good play here, unfortunately, Moran will lose that ball. I'm not going to hate on Moran, though. He's been unreal this year. Highland says, of course, the Sharks are on scam. They'll probably lose the bye. Probably. 20 minutes to go here. 12-4 to the Dogs. Neither one of these teams deserve to win this game, by the way. Neither one of these teams deserve to win this game. This is such a Dogs game, by the way, these last 3 weeks. They're going to get 3 of the jammiest wins I've ever seen in a row. The Eels game was just awful to watch. The Manly game was just awful to watch. And they're going to win this one where both teams have just been awful, really. Both teams have just been awful here. They get the offload away to the Dogs, and it's going to be Lachlan Galvin, and Galvin's going to get this ball here to the 40 on third tackle. Getting angry as a bystander here, fair enough. Get around your Daniel Tech for sending a gift with the old bus, and the Dogs will receive a 6 again there. We haven't been receiving any 6 agains here, but of course they're going to get it. What's this? Are you guys getting the little black dot at the beginning? But yeah, thank you very much to the Jules. I don't know what that really means, Daniel, but I appreciate you for supporting the channel. Second tackle now for the Dogs at the 30. Is anyone getting a black dot on the bottom of their KO, Fox, whatever you're watching it on? They get the offload away. Stephen Crichton, he'll be at the 10. Yes, I'm getting it as well. Okay, sweet. So, Bailey Hayward over the top. That's going to land with Jethro Renakama. He's going to score a try in a corner. That should be the game there. That should be the game there. That should be the game there. So it's 16 points to 4. If they get the conversion, it's game. If they miss the conversion, it's not. But that should be the game there. That's the first try for the Dogs that has quite literally come off of their own play. That was an earned try. There was nothing that the Titans did there. Like, at the end of the day, it comes off with a knock-on from Kurtz Moore on the other side of the field. But I'm not going to say the other side of the field is the reason for this try. This is an earned try from the Bulldogs. This is an earned try from the Bulldogs. It's the first time Ballier has done anything all season. It's a great pass from him. It's a great pass. Callum says underwhelming from the Titans. Not even underwhelming, man. Extremely disappointing from the Titans. Like, as long as they miss this kick game, still on. But honestly, it's just been... It's, again, hold the ball. Hold the ball. You know, it's just, again, at a point where we're like, hold the ball, bro. Commissar says this is the least deserving win I've seen since last week. Dude, neither team deserves to win this game. Neither team deserved to win that Manly Bulldogs game. Neither team deserved to win that Bulldogs-Eels game. But at the end of the day, the Dogs are winning all three of those games. And look, it's not like you can argue against it, because you can't argue the other team deserved it. You can't tell me that Manly deserved it, but you can't tell me the Eels deserved it. And you can't tell me the Titans deserve it here. But also the Dogs didn't deserve all three of those games too. It's actually incredible. Bar was so high from beating the Panthers last week. It was Callum, but this has been really disappointing today. Adam Mahal hasn't come back on the field since his awful first half. AJ has at least tried in the second half. A win is a win, though. Sure, a win is a win, but also, at the end of the day, the Dogs aren't going to do anything this season. So whilst it's a win is a win, and that is great, they will get the kick here. It's 18 points to 4. A win is a win, but you have to be concerned. Fuck me, you guys came top 4 last year. You guys had the number 1 defense in the competition last year. You guys were looking to go and win the competition this year, and we're talking about a win is a win with 3 really poor performances against the Eels, who are in 4th last, the Titans, who are in 3rd last, probably 2nd last, and Manly, who that's a fair win, but also both of you got everyone was shit. So the point of the matter is that yes, the Dogs have won and the Dogs have got their 2 points, but you have to look at it and go, we should have been slapping Manly in that game. We should have slapped the Titans in this game, and we should have slapped the Eels in that game, because the Eels were awful, Manly were awful, and the Titans have given me hemorrhoids watching this game right now. But the fact is that this is probably the biggest win the Bulldogs are going to receive right now. And there's no way you could argue the Titans deserve it more than the Bulldogs. I would say the Dogs definitely deserve this more than the Titans. But also, you should just absolutely be slaughtering all 3 of those games right now. And it is so disappointing to watch that every game, the Dogs are honestly unwatchable. They are an unwatchable club right now, but yet they're getting wins, and that's great, but they're not progressing. They're very lucky who they are playing right now. Who do they play next week? They get to play a really good team, because I want to see them play a good team and then beat them so that we can start saying the Dogs are dead well back, because these last 3 performances here have not told me the Dogs are back. What this tells me is the Titans are still one of the most untrustworthy teams in the competition. The Eels are still absolutely arse, and I still don't know in regards to Manly. Jojo Rafita will get this ball at 10. Sean says both teams beat Penrith. Far and few from those performances. The Bulldogs were unbelievable against the Panthers, and the Titans against the Panthers last week were way better than they've shown here today. But far and few between performance in both these teams. But at the end of the day, the Dogs deserve this win more than the Titans do, because the Titans don't deserve anything from this game. They don't deserve anything from this game. Comment starts, the concern from a Dogs fan should be that when their opposition is rubbish, they can't play good footy. Yeah, but even when their opposition is good, like at the end of the day, you take the 2 points and you're happy with it, but criticism still has to come here. Keanu Kenny out to the right side. Jojo Feeder's away here. Jojo Feeder's away here. Great tackle there from Jethro Rinakama. Jojo gets the ball to the 50 on fit tackle. Jalen the Guru gets it across to Zayd Harrison, and Harrison's going to put that ball up. We're not coming back from 14 points to 8 down. 18 points to 4 down. It's not happening. Gregor says, Titans been very disappointing tonight. It's a roller coaster supporting this team. If I don't laugh, I'll lose my shit. That's exactly right, Gregor. We're all on it together. This is what happens. It's worth $15 the bar. So good stuff, Daniel. I don't really know what all the jewels and stuff mean. Like, obviously, I do see that it comes through in the chat occasionally, and the thing comes up on the screen. That's really cool. I'm not really too sure how much it costs to do all that. But I appreciate you for supporting the channel, man, for sure. It's just because it's such a new thing on YouTube. I don't really know what things are worth and all that sort of stuff. But thank you very much for supporting the channel, man. Stephen Crichton kicks his ball down into the corner. Keanu Kenny coming through, and that's going to be a dropout coming on up. Shane Young says Titans have the bye next week. Thank God. Thank God. Katrina says Titans play Storm in Melbourne, Rectangular Park Stadium. Amy Park is what it's called. So a dropout coming up here. It's just amazing how you can see the Titans of last week to the Titans of this week. It really is just amazing, that turnaround. It's amazing, this turnaround. JC goes for the short kick and not even close to good enough. The Dogs will get an easy one there. Dogs will get an easy one there. First tackle with the Dogs at the 15. Sean says, my sister is listening to yourself for the first time. Loves it even though she's a Dragon supporter. Well, she knows she knows the feelings of being down like this. We got plenty of Dragons fans here on the channel, and they know. That's why Annie said before, he's a Dragons. Oh, look at that defense. I think Max King has scored there. Yeah, this is the time when the Titans just give it all up. This is the time they deserve their criticism today, the Gold Coast. I love my boy Maxi King. Look at how bad this defense is, man. Look at it. Look how open the hole is. Like, look how bad this defense is. Max King has just been given... Like, I don't even understand how there's such a big gap in the middle of the field. It's actually insane. How... Shut the fuck up, Azu. How is he given such a massive, massive hole in the middle of the field? Oh my gosh. Jeez, I cannot wait for the Roosters-Broncos game. Please get me off of this stream, dude. Please get me off of this stream. Please. I'll be here to the end, but my gosh, please, give me a bye. Give me a 2-week break from this team. I love my team. I'll be here all the time, but my gosh, they're infuriating to watch, man. My goodness me. It's probably the last game that win this year. Hey, listen, I'm not going to do that. Like, I'm not going to say the Dogs can't just keep on going on to win, but my gosh, they've got to do better against better teams. Hazer says, this is a rubbish performance for Jaden Campbell. Unfortunately, it's not been his best by any means. Yeah, you're right. I like what Max King said this week. Max King is a very good man. I know Max. He's a very, very good man. He's a very good man, the old Maxi King. God bless him. 12 minutes to go here of the game. Fletch says, wow, beat Penrith and now losing to the Bulldogs at home. It's not even about that, man. It's just about, it doesn't matter who the Titans would have played here. They're just still very, very inconsistent. When Sammy scored, I thought we had a chance and now we're all over. Honestly, the game was lost when Bo dropped that ball. I'm annoyed with Bo, but I'm also... The first half is what lost us this game. And also now the boys are tired. But the first half is what lost the Titans the game. It was just really, really poor in that first half. Someone says, someone give this man a beer or 2 or 50. Well, that's going to be Titans ball here at the 35. Touched by the Dogs. Yeah, I definitely need a beer. But I'm going to be live at the Roosters-Broncos game. And then I will be getting a beer after that, that's for sure. I'll tell you what, I'm in a very beautiful part of the world here in Da Nang in Vietnam. Very beautiful. So it's like I get to go and at least enjoy that afterwards. Oh, boy. Callum says predictions for the Brisbane game. I've got the Roosters to win, but, like, talk to me in that one, man. I'll be in a better mood to have a conversation about that one then, man. Deary me. So they go to the left-hand side here, and the Titans, it's Phil Sami's going to maybe score here. Phil Sami's going to score here. That's actually a really nice try there from Phil. That's actually a really nice try there from Phil. Yeah, I'm sad we're losing him, man. I'm sad we're losing him, man. 10 minutes to go of the game here. That thumbs up button, subscribe. Phil Sami's got a really nice try there. 24-8 with a kick to come. It's still going to be a 16-point game. If we get the kick, it's a 14-point game, but happy for the old Phil Sami there. He just breaks away from the scrum and awful defense there from Bronson Seri, and Phil Sami breaks away and will score in a corner. Flomat says, I know this is a league stream, so don't reply if you can't, but Wallaby season coming up, long year last year, backline's full of flair, sell in Sydney a month out of the test. Yeah, well, hopefully we do well, Wallabies. Obviously next year's the big year. I'll definitely be keeping in tune with it. I can't consistently do rugby union because it interrupts with the NRL rugby league, but he gets it. Oh, yeah, he just gets it down. Tracy may have saved this, but I think he does get it. I think he does get it. I'm pretty certain he does get it before he loses it. If they go up to the bunker, then that means that it's a no try. 3 try and 7 minutes, never say die. Try confirmed, let's go. Connor Tracy can't believe it, but he did well, Connor Tracy, to try, but at the end of the day, it does touch the grass. Titans have such a terrible defense when it comes to bad teams. This scoreline is ridiculous. Bulldogs are nothing special. Bulldogs fans are agreeing with you in the chat. Like, Bulldogs fans are not unaware of this. Bulldogs fans are completely understanding of why I'm criticising both teams here. JC tonight has been... yikes. JC tonight has been... really yikes. 24-8. 3 converted tries you need. 3 converted tries you need. He still has contact with the ball as it's there. Yeah, he does still have contact with the ball. Yeah, JC's been off today, unfortunately, Fletch. He's been off today. Ibrahim says, I love this club, but man, we're so inconsistent. Yeah, but that's the thing. You know, we are, but at the end of the day, we still turn up. We still keep coming back. That's the thing, like, you can insult, people can insult me, they can say all this kind of dribble. At the end of the day, I'll still be here supporting this club, and I'll still be infuriated next week, and the week after that, and the year after that, and the year after that. For the next ever. Titans with the ball at 15. You know, it's about the Gold Coast, it's not even about the Titans. I was actually telling my partner about this today. I was trying to tell her, because she's like, oh, men are so weird with how much they love sport. And I said to her, it's not about the sport. Like, at the end of the day, I don't care really about the Titans. I care about the Gold Coast. The Titans are just the face of the Gold Coast when it comes to rugby league. It's not about the actual Titans. It's about the community that surrounds the Gold Coast. Colt Sander, appreciate you for joining up as a member, man. Appreciate you, sir. Zane Harrison at the back now, JC. Big run from Bo Firma into the line at the 50. Still gluttons for punishment. Will always be, Sluggerama. Will always be, mate. Connor Tracy gets the ball to 10. 8 minutes to go here to game. Over if JC got it. 14 is too hard. Maybe if we got it. No, 16 is too much in 8 minutes, mate. Like, sure, it's technically possible. It's technically possible. I'm not even thinking about it. I wasn't thinking about it since it went to 24-4 or whatever it was. Didn't matter. It didn't matter. 14-16. It's irregardless. And lost ball there from the Bulldogs. I'm telling you, the Bulldogs have not been good here today either. But they deserve this win more than the Titans do. E4 Madeline said, I really thought the Gold Coast were going to win this one. It's just a defensive breakdown, forcing 6 agains. It comes down to, I'm not giving away those penalties, that 6 again and that knock on and whatnot for the second try. And it comes down to AJ Brimson not trusting his fullback. Yes, I've been impressed with AJ in the second half, giving it a crack. But at the end of the day, he needs to learn to trust his fullback. He needs to learn to trust his fullback. Exotic says, take the beanie off. How about, no, I will not be doing that. Chris Randall at the back here to Zane Harrison. They give it off here to Keanu Kenny over the top here. Phil Sami. Does he have another one? He has a hat-trick here, so it's 24-12 with a kick to come. 2 converted tries in 7 minutes is not out of the world. 2 converted tries is not out of this world in the last 7 minutes. I don't think it's going to be happening here, but that's another try here for Phil Sami. Have a game, Phil. And Zane Harrison with a nice try assist here. Zane Harrison. Oh, is that Zane Harrison or JC? No, it's Keanu Kenny with a try assist. Man, if Campbell had kicked a conversion, you'd unironically be in this. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, it'd be 24-18 with a kick. If he could kick conversions, like if he gets this, we would have been 24-18. But it's out wide. Either way, though, it's a 12-point game. Like 10 points in 6.5 minutes is doable. 12 points in 6.5 minutes is doable, but it's not likely. Exotic says you guys ain't winning. Well, Sherlock Holmes over here. Everyone is very, very aware. But at the end of the day, we're going to still sit here and watch our team, man. So, like, I don't really know what you really want from this one, man. Of course, we're going to be happy that our team, in a game where both teams have been shitouts here, he's missed all 3 of those kicks. It's 24-12. Both teams have been shitouts here. Both teams. But I'm just happy that we're actually even still with a chance. Like 6 minutes to go here, 12-point game. We have to score close to the post because JC can't kick to save his life right now. If he could kick, it would be 24-18. I mean, there'll still be 6 minutes to score one converted try. Something unreal tonight, pretty much carrying the Titans. He's been unbelievable tonight, JJ. He's been unbelievable. The left side, we've been finding some great attacks. It's a great pass there from Keanu Kenny. JC over from 3 would have been one convert try away. Yep, unfortunately, Grego, but we also just haven't deserved it, man. And you know it. You know it. We just haven't deserved it, bro. Jess with the £5 donations. I took Titans 9.5. Enjoy your beer. Thank you very much, Jess. Thanks for supporting the channel. Get around. It's not easy in games like this, but I appreciate doing it alongside all you guys. 6 minutes to go here in the game. The Titans would need to score 2 converted tries, and right now it's 4-3 in tries, by the way. It's only 1 try separating. Chris Randall will be at the 25. Mate, if the season would end today, would you pick Keanu and JC for next season or looking for potential replacements? No, I'd pick JC and Keanu. 4th tackle out to 30. That's 5 beers in Vietnam. Not quite, but I get what you're saying. Mo to Keanu Kenny offloads it to Chris Randall. Chris Randall can't get the offload away there. Fit tackle. You got a chance, the Army of Titans. You just got to keep this ball around, pass it around. JC. Okay, well, that's just not the play, is it, JC? If it's a knock on, it's great, but that just doesn't really make sense to mine. You have to throw the ball around. Mine's is Roosters Broncos. I'm taking the Roosters, bro. I'll be live for that game right after this one. I will be live for it. Bud. Second tackle here for the Dogs. They're going to be at the 30. Spent my kids' dinner money on Titans 13 plus because you put them first on the ladder. Fair enough, bro. Well, only bet what you can lose. Enjoy the noodles this week. Third tackle now for the Bulldogs. They're going to be at the 40. And Max King brings it out to the 45 on 4th tackle. No matter how hard the kicks are, you need to be able to convert 1 on 3. Yeah, I don't disagree with you. Chase has had a rough night. He's had a really rough night. And about the drive of Sydney from the sunny coast, listen to you, man. Get around you, Dave. So 5th tackle now. And Lachlan Galvin will kick this one down. Keanu Kenny, he will get the ball to 10. And they have to score on this set. And they go to Philip Sami. And that should be a high tackle penalty. No, we haven't been given anything here today. That was clearly a penalty, but for a high tackle. And Jojo Fafita is going to be at the 24. 24 metres out. VB Harder at index. Tino's worked his ass off here today. It's not going to work out for us, but he's worked his ass off. 4th tackle now at the 35. There are certain players who have let this team down today. 4th tackle. Sammy should have stayed down and milked that. We don't have the time, Commissar. We don't have the time, mate. Quick passing, and Sammy knocks the ball on. That's the game. Unfortunately, if we had more time, Commissar, Sammy would have sat down and milked that and we would have got the high tackle penalty. But he can't risk it. He can't risk the time coming off the clock, you know. First tackle over the Dogs. They go out to the left. It's Marky Mark, the best winger at the moment in the NRL. I've seen clips. He looks good and his strike rate is good, though. What do you think? No, he's defensively he's not good enough. But he's still a very good winger. Very good attacking winger, but defensively he can be susceptible and can drop a lot of ball. But Marky Mark is still a fantastic winger. Don't get me wrong. Josh Curran right through the line, and there we go. So 28 points of 12 here with the kid to come. It's going to be from right in front as well. Look, Titans just didn't deserve it today. You just didn't. Do you like Critter at 6? No. No. Critter is not a 6. Please don't let this game make you think Critter's a 6. Critter is not a 6, bro. Critter is not a 6. It's just a simple pass there to Josh Curran, but that is, unfortunately, that's a good try there from the Bulldogs. There's nothing... The Titans, of course, they just give it up, but I'm not blaming the Titans for that. I'm saying that's good attack there from the Dogs. Someone says, Kenny the only one attempting something or even looking remotely threatening tonight. It's been really disappointing from this Titans team. How did I fumble so bad from last week? This game has done my head in. Grego, welcome to the Titans, bro. You know how it is, man. We'll be back next week when we play the Storm. I think we have a bye next week, but the week after we play the Storm, you know, guys, at the end of the day, we have to expect inconsistency with a team trying to build towards the future. In round 19, we'll be back and we take on the Storm down there in Melbourne on the Sunday. At the end of the day, Titans fans, you're never given a reason to support us, but if you want to do it with us, you can do it with us, and we'll always be here on the channel, and we're always supporting our team. But it is disappointing, bro. It is disappointing. Oh, boy. My friend had this game, points to be 41-50 in a multi. He got it. I don't care. Samuel says they're playing Critter in his 6. His shoulder's gone. Yeah, no, I know that. But also he's wanted to play 6 for quite a while. And it's going to be 30 points to 12 with a minute 16 to go. Should the NRL bring in bonus points? No. No, bro. This is so rugby of you. No. I'm not even going to... Floor mats, with all due respect, man, I'm not going to go down this path. Not because like there's anything wrong with your opinion, but it's just... Trust me, the rugby league fans don't want that. They just don't want that. Don't forget, guys, we'll be live at Broncos versus the Roosters right after this game. We will be live for it, no matter how down and disappointed I may be. We'll be live at Broncos Roosters after this one, and I can chill out a lot more. Yeah, disappointing. So, minute 6 to go here of the game. What an awful game from the Gold Coast. And you would have noticed this too. Like, you would have noticed that even when the Titans were scoring those tries, like, I was happy for Phil, but you didn't see me getting crazy. You didn't see me getting excited. Exotics, just take the beanie off. How about fuck off, man? How about that one? Congratulations on supporting the Bulldogs for the first game in your life as a 14-year-old exotic. At the end of the day, man, I don't care if we come last or if we got removed from the competition. I still wear my beanie because that's my club. It's my community. And you would respect that if you had the same feelings for your Bulldogs, who, mind you, were down there in that bottom 5 area as well. So that's going to be a knock-on here from Leo Thompson. Titans get the ball at 35. Only people who don't have that tenacity and don't have the ability to support their teams through the shit comment like that, because you're very, very well aware that I don't give a shit what you have to say. And I'll wear a Titans jersey in the next stream as well, even after a loss, just to go through with it. Congratulations on the Dogs winning a game, bro. We've both been shitouts here today. You deserve the win in comparison. Like, what do you want, man? Like, what do you want? So congratulations, you're going to win this game. You've still not been great. You're playing a team who was awful today. And I mean, the Titans were awful. That's coming from a Titans fan. I mean, awful. But I will never take this off, and I will never take my jersey off, and I will always be a Titans fan regardless. I was quite bullish about our chances tonight, so it was very disappointing. I did say that, look, whenever we're favourites, we struggle. You know, and this is a game the Bulldogs could use as a way to bounce themselves back into form. You know, that's just what they do. Like, their games again, the Storm game was actually really good. They had a great performance against the Storm. They weren't great here today, but they were better than the Titans. They weren't great against the Manly Seagulls, but neither one of those teams deserved to win, so the Bulldogs deserve it based off of that. And then they weren't great against the Eels, and neither one of those teams were good, but they deserved it based on that. You know, I'd probably rank their last 4 games, those last wins. Storm was the best one. And then I would probably say Titans was maybe second, but a far gap from that Storm quality from the Bulldogs. But Storm Bulldogs was a very good performance. Bulldogs Titans was a really mediocre, but still better than the awful tripe that we saw from the other team today in second. And then there'd even be more of a gap down to the Manly and Eels games. Like, I think that this Titans Bulldogs game, the Bulldogs played clearly better than these 2 performances, but also far less than this performance. At the very least, they're getting the wins, and that's the most important thing here. But I think there's a pretty clear, definitive kind of list. The pretty clear, definitive list in regards to what we're saying. But the Titans, unfortunately, like, it's great to see Keanu Kenny is disappointed right now. I want to see them disappointed because I want them to feel how we're feeling right now, because that sucked. You know, it sucked. And sometimes players are laughing and joking after the game. I can understand Curtis Moran. It's against his old club, mate. But yeah, expected better, mate. Expected better. But guys, we're going to be live in a few moments for the Roosters versus the Broncos game. Obviously, way more intense than all the other games. Just simply way more intense. And, you know, it is what it is, man. So if you enjoy it, great. If you don't, well, it's not for you. But we'll see on the Roosters-Broncos game. And the next Titans stream will be in 2 weeks' time against the Storm. But like I said, thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll see you then. Thanks for watching. Catch you later. See ya.